Hi, friends! So, we are here for our final ranking video. Now, as you can see, we've got a few things different this time. So, first thing I'll point out is we have, by special request, a guest star on this panel. We have Chris at Nuclear Films. He will be joining in today. I feel sorry for him because he rewatched, like 10 hours of content just for this video? So you got to give respect to that.
It wasn't
But
all bad.
are you sure?
Mostly.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. There's a lot of good stuff in here, I think. But as Cole and I have talked about before a couple of times, this video is going to be a little differently. Um, Hang on a second. Sorry, technical difficulties.
Great. Right off the bat.
um, So this video is going to be a little different. We're not doing an S tier ranking this time. This time we are taking the franchises. So not all the individual videos, but the franchises. We're going to rank each of the franchises worst to best. And then we're going to rank those, internally, I should say. And then we're going to rank the franchises against each other as wholes. Um, so we'll get right into the video because I know this is going to be a long one. So we won't we won't beat around the bush this time like Cole and I usually do. I know we've already talked about this amongst ourselves, but just kind of the ground rules so the audience knows. Of course, obviously, it's no fun to just go, yeah, I think this, and this. Okay, next. Elaborate a little, but in the spirit of not recording for 5 hours, don't
Yeah.
over elaborate. Just briefly elaborate because I know we're gonna disagree a little bit on some of these, and it'll be fun to kind of get each other's takes on these. I mean that's the whole point of it. That's why we're doing it opinion based as opposed to trying to agree on one individual ranking. I think it's more fun to kind of have a diverse opinion on. Okay, this is what Cole thinks. This is what Chris thinks. This is what I think, etc. So as our guest, we will let Chris Yackerson go first on our first one, which is going to be the Galaxy War franchise.
Oh yeah.
So I've got I don't know how well you guys can see this. I had to zoom out the font just to make it readable because some of the titles are pretty long on some of these, but we have my category as your host. We have Cole as the co-host. Chris, you're right here. And then I've got it numbered down. We're gonna list off worst to best, and then Chris will be down here with number one. I might need my glasses. This is pretty tiny. I mean, not too tiny, but tiny. I stare at a computer all day. Give me a break. All right, so Chris, I think I guess kind of take it in spirit if you want to list and elaborate, or list everything and then elaborate on everything. Up to you. Just don't go too fast for my copy and paste fingers.
But
Okay,
don't go
all
too
right.
slow.
Go ahead when you're ready.
It's been a while since I watched these, so we'll see if I can remember based off the stuff I wrote down. Okay, so in last place for Galaxy War, by far, was Galaxy War 4. And that's for one very simple reason. It wasn't even a film. It was just a table read. In my opinion, it shouldn't have even been here.
Amen to that.
All right, let's see. Next, Galaxy War 1. Let's see. What did I say about that? Let's see. I said can't hear a thing. The acting makes me suicidal. At 5:28, the camera is zooming in on nothing. Revenge of the Sith ripoff. Stuff like that. Okay. Next up, in 6th place, I believe, The Power of Lord Palmer. Let's see. I said shameless shaky cam, atrocious dialogue, and the Palmer character is completely different than he was previously established.
Agreed.
I remember you guys talked about that in a previous ranking video, and I wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah, that actually, well, I mean, I'll talk about it in a second.
Okay, number 5, Tales from the Machine of the Past. Let's see, there's a couple of nice moments, but boring. Effects are kind of awful. I have a note that just says, "What am I watching?" Okay, number 4, Standoff in the Desert. Oh yeah. I said, this thing has a crawl, but it's only 3 minutes long. The crawl takes up half the video.
Yeah. We'll talk about that.
Alright. Alright, in third place, Galaxy War 2. See, I said, hard to hear. At 6:35 was an actually funny line, and I'm afraid I don't remember what it was. I should have written it down. Alright, I said, Zanduku was hyped up, but goes out like a punk. Constant reuse of actors makes it hard to know who's who. And guy at the bar is the best actor in the video.
That's fact.
Amen.
All right, second place, we have Jedi Hunted. Let's see, I said at least this one has angles and cuts. Editing kind of sucks though. One-sided choreography and better length and pacing.
All right.
I think we all know it's gonna go in number 1 for you.
That's right, it's Galaxy War 3. I said still can't hear anything. But then I said it's cool that Kyle regretted killing the bounty hunter. Actually, some cool moments.
Ah.
All right. Cool.
Is that all? That for you?
I think so. I have a little blurb I wrote for each franchise. Should I read those now?
What do you mean a blurb?
Like just a I wrote like a little review for the whole franchise. Or
Let's
should I
save it
save
for
that?
the franchise part.
All right, I'll save it for that.
Cole, go ahead. Your turn.
All right. Um, I actually put Lord Palmer as 8. I'm sorry, but I rather watch a table read than that garbage. Because at least with the table read, I'm getting some sort of story. With Lord Palmer, it's literally just the same thing for like 20 minutes, and it's cringe. Um, then I put Desert as 7 because same thing. Like I rather hear a story like in a table read than just watch a crawl for most of it and then a nothing fight. Like that was awful. Um, Sixth place, I put Tales of the Machine. Um, Honestly, I put that just because like it's a bunch of toys and it's really long. I don't know, like it's a cool idea, but I rather watch some of the other stuff. I'm not gonna lie. Um, Number 5, I did put Galaxy War 4 there. Um, I don't know. Yeah, I know it's a table read, but I kind of respect you for like uploading it anyway, just to finish it. And I did read the script, and it's not a bad story. So, is it kind of annoying to just like listen to it? You guys talk, yeah, but is the story kind of decent? Yeah. Um, Number 3, I put Jedi Hunted. Um, I really don't like this one, but out of the other ones, yeah, it should go here. I thought it was probably one of the most cringy ones, but I don't know. At least like Yagerson said, it's edited decently and the story's okay. Um, and then for number 2, I put Galaxy War 3.
Nope. Number 3. Placement number 3.
Jedi Hunted was 3.
I have Power of Lord Palmer, Desert, Machine, Galaxy War 4, and Jedi Hunted.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. Number 4 is Galaxy War 1. My bad.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I accidentally skipped over 4.
You're good.
So number 4 is Galaxy 4 1. Um, Basically all the same things that Yackerson said, but at the end of the day, like I'd rather watch that than the ones before it. Like I mean, at least it's a film. You know what I mean? It's a really bad ripoff of Revenge of the Sith, but still fun, I guess. All right, and then Jedi Hunted. My bad for being confusing.
You're good.
And then after that, number 2 is Galaxy War 3. I'll say it again. I said it in the video, but I'll say it again. Like that reveal is just kind of really disappointing to me. And then the video is probably one of the better ones. I like the one that I'm going to say for number 1 way more, just for certain reasons. But it's not bad, so I'm giving it credit. And then obviously now we know that my number 1 is Galaxy War 2. I actually genuinely think this is a great installment. The bar scene, like we talked about, is probably one of the best scenes you've ever made. I love the idea of like the bounty hunter dying and then some random other guy, or the Jedi dying, some random other guy picking up his stuff and fighting Kyle. I thought that was unique. It's not a bad episode. I like it. So that's my ranking.
All right. Yeah, there's some stuff I agree with you on and some stuff I agree with Yackerson on. For me, I put Galaxy War 4 at the very bottom. Like I said, I mean, I agree with your take, Cole. Like the story is pretty good, and I think if it was finished, like that would have been one of the better ones. But then I also agree with Yak on the fact that like it's not a finished film, and all the others are at least finished films. And at the end of the day, for me, like it's boring to sit through a table read, especially because it was hard to hear. It's one thing if like the audio was perfectly well and like or perfectly good, and you could hear everybody. And they were like getting into it. Then okay, maybe I would have put that a little higher. But because it was hard to hear, yeah, it's on the bottom. I shouldn't have made that. I should have just released them as unfinished scenes like I did with Galactic Conflict. The next one I had is it's hard to multitask. Is Power of Lord Palmer. I actually did debate putting this one on the bottom. Yeah, this was awful. I really forgot about this until rewatching it, and yeah, this is bad. This is just straight up character assassination. Lord
Yeah.
Palmer, more like I don't know, fairy tale Palmer. That's not my Lord Palmer.
Not my Roger.
The next one I put in was Tales from the Machine of the Past. I agree with Cole's take on like in the ranking videos that like this is actually not a bad story. I actually like the premise of like the campfire stories. It's just not as entertaining to watch as some of the other ones. Maybe if the pacing had been sped up a little bit and cut in half, maybe it would have been a bit higher. I like the story, but yeah, just pacing and execution not that great. Next, I put Galaxy War 1. Yeah, I know it's got a lot of problems. I know that so much that I tried to remake it. I'm not going to beat a dead horse here. I agree with a lot of your guys' criticisms. But at the end of the day, I think it's so unintentionally funny that it's actually kind of fun to sit through and watch, I think. Just for that aspect alone. So bad that it's funny. The next one, I put Standoff in the Desert. I know what you guys say about the video length, and I agree with that. It is pretty short. The crawl is, I think, longer than the actual footage part of it. But that being said, I think the actual footage part of it is still pretty fun to watch, even though it's 45 seconds long. um, the next one I said was Jedi Hunted. Um, I agreed with some of Cole's criticisms from our ranking video, but at the end of the day, I still think it's like, I mean, it's a basic story, but at the same time, like compared to the other ones on the list, it's okay. It's a little too long, and you're right. Like you were saying, Yak, it's very rough, especially in the choreography. It's the first like video I tried to make like that besides Galaxy War 1, but at the end of the day, I think it edges out over some of the other ones. And then the next one, go back and forth on these all the time, and you could probably catch me at a point maybe a year down the road where I'll maybe feel differently. Um, I think ultimately though I went with 2, number 2, just because like while I think it's got an overall maybe a better story compared to the third one, I think I think the idea of killing off Palmer and Zanduku was Well, obviously Zanduku ends up surviving in the fourth one, but in this way the video presents it, I think it's pretty cool and it raises the stakes. I like the tease of like Lord Palmer character, but I think just production wise, it just tanks it. I think it's lower paced, and because it's not as like stupidly funny as like the first one, it's not as fun to watch at times. But I do agree on the bar scene. The bar scene is awesome. And then I put 3 as the best. I agree with Yak. Like there's some cool story beats, I think. Like I don't mind the Lord Palmer trope just because I know what you're saying, Cole, about like, oh, it's just his brother, like that's an overdone, but that's not something I've never really watched as overdone. I can't think of a single movie besides Despicable Me that's done that, so that personally doesn't bother me. And I like what you were saying too, Yak, about the Kyle bounty hunter scene. That was really cool. Um Otherwise, yeah, that's Galaxy War. Moving on to better things. Let's try and. Okay, next we're gonna have. I know there's so many, it cuts the image off here.
Rip.
Next, we're gonna talk about the adventures of Darth Momo. Cole, you can go ahead and take this one. I guess to start it off.
All right, there's 18 of them, right?
Yeah.
All right, here's what I'm gonna do. Since there's so many, I'm not really gonna like talk about them. I'm just I'm just gonna say it and just kind of go on.
Okay.
Just there's 18, like that's kind of a lot. So I will say about the first one actually. In last place, now everyone might be shocked about this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. The last chapter, man, that is just disappointing. Like,
Rip.
I don't know. Like, I know you guys are gonna disagree. That's fine. I just think it's like a um I don't know, a respect thing to the franchise. Like, you don't end it like that.
I can respect that approach.
17. I'm gonna go with DM12.
DM12. I love it.
16. I'm gonna go with DM3. 15. I'm gonna go with DM6. 14. I'm gonna go with DM8.
My hand's shaking so much I can't copy it.
Where am I?
14. You just said 8.
All right. 13. I'm gonna go with DM10. Another reason why I'm not like talking a lot about these is because like there's so many, I kind of can't even remember all of them, to be honest.
I mean,
That's fair.
same. All I have is what I have in my notes.
Okay. Okay? I'm on 12. 12 is DM4. 11 is DM. Shoot. I don't. What is that? We'll go back to that. Well, 10 is DM7. I actually can't even read my handwriting right there. I don't know what that is. 9 is DM5. 8 is DM9.
Ah,
7 is Fall of Momo 3.
that one's epic.
6 is Fall of Momo 2. 5 is DM11. Dang, you're working fast. 4 is DM2. 3 is DM14. 2 is Fall of Momo 1. And number 1, hands down, DM13 all the way.
Okay, what
I
were
don't know
you
what.
missing? Let's see.
Yeah, I'm missing one of them. I don't know which one it is.
Oh, you're missing the first one.
Oh yeah, put it there. Put it there. 11.
Okay, do you want to commentate at all or move on?
Honestly, I want to move on because I don't really know. Like, there's just so many. I can't really like explain each one and why. But I
That's
just
fair.
how I did this is I had Yakerson's approach. I went to my notes and I looked at like what I ranked him out of 10, and I ordered them that way.
I gotcha. Chris, I'll let you go next.
All right, let's see. All right, I'll give the little ranks I gave him too. Let's see. All right, the last place I said at 0.3 out of 10. Uh, Darth Momo number 12.
Yeah.
I don't even remember. Oh, it was new personas.
That was the one where I walked in my room, I changed, and I left.
Yep, I stand by my opinion.
I believe
Okay.
you.
All right, number 17 is at 0.4 out of 10. Darth Momo number 7. Let's see. I said crappy bounty hunter, not even a fight. I remember that one. I was like really hyped for our rematch, and then I just die.
Yeah, I don't know if I've actually said this before or not. I don't remember, but it was because I had to go to the bathroom really bad. I had the runs hit me, and I was like, "Oh, poop." I'm like, "Well, all right, I'm just gonna kill him and then go sit on the toilet."
What?
I don't think you ever said that before. Wow. Okay. All right. Numbers in 16th place, 0.5 out of 10. Darth Momo number 4.
Rip.
Okay. 15th, at 0.8 out of 10. Darth Momo number 8. I just said, so he has a bad dream of a guy who is nothing like Rel.
Literally only exists so I didn't have to scrap that footage.
Yeah. Okay. All right. 14th place is Darth Momo number 14. I don't even remember what that one was. It just says drags and what?
Oh, that was where I fight those guys at the campsite.
Oh, that one. Yeah, I have no idea what happened there. Okay. 13th place is Darth Momo number 11. 12th place, Darth Momo number 3. I remember that one. I think I actually wrote that
I was
one.
gonna say you wrote that one, and Cole just took a nice steaming dump all over it.
Hey, it's not like it was any kind of gem. I mean, that was before we even did Fool's Gambit.
Yeah, that was before we really knew what we were doing with this.
Yeah, it's not like I had any writing talent yet. Alright. Crap, what was that? That was 12. Okay. Alright, in 11th place, Darth Momo number 6.
Hey, that's my 11. Oh wait, no, it's not. Never mind.
Honestly, that one ended up higher than I thought it would.
Isn't
I
it
remember-
wild how essential the plot points are in that one?
It is, because the fight scene itself is pure cringe.
Yeah.
But then there's some actual, like, character beats and stuff that makes me like it a little bit. I mean, I
think
still
Cole
gave
said
it
it best. It's wild.
I still gave it a 1.5 out of 10 though.
Ah,
Okay. 10th place is Darth Momo number 10.
Alright.
I said meh, and Momo suddenly sucks. Remember, that's the one like right after you kill Rel, and then all of a sudden Davakum is there, and all of a sudden you don't know how to swing a lightsaber.
yeah.
Okay, next up in 9th place is Darth Momo number 5. I said it feels long, and
Okay,
I didn't know I was supposed to die.
that
Something we
was my
really,
actual line.
yeah, we really should have gone over that before we shot the shot.
Yeah. But I kind of like it as is.
Okay, number 8. Fall of Momo, Temptation of the Dark Side, with a score of 2 out of 10. I said awful audio and camera work. I'm sorry. Garage door opening is almost cool, but it's out of focus. Okay, next up, in 7th place, is Darth Momo number 9. I wanted to rank this one so low, but I watched it and I actually laughed, so I had to give it something. Okay, next up, in 6th place, Darth Momo number 2.
Yeah, two's aged a lot better than I thought it would, huh?
It did. I said cool bounty hunter, cool idea, dull fight. In 5th place, The Fall of Momo, The Fateful Encounter. I said apprentice switches sides too easily, but a decent open.
That's the chase scene, Cole.
Yeah, I like that one.
And 4th place, Momo's Final Adventure.
Mine is all the way at the bottom, and his is at 4.
Alright, I don't know why I ranked it so high. I don't have anything positive in my notes.
I just ranked it so low for a dignity thing.
Alright, anyway.
What's your take on it? I want to know. I'm curious.
Oh, okay. I said the Force says he can't die yet? Question mark at the beginning of the episode, and then I say we just listened to an audio recap of the whole series. I did say one good thing. I said almost touching.
Oof.
Almost.
Think about it. I'm guessing because of the nostalgia of it, right?
I don't remember.
Oh.
Okay, in 3rd place, possibly because of nostalgia, Darth Momo number 1.
Heck yeah.
I said short and kinda sweet. Fight kinda sucked. But it was the first, so it gets extra points from me, I guess. 2nd place, Darth Momo number 13. I said it was interesting that he must atone for past crimes.
I would say I know what your number 1 is going to be, but there's so many of them, I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't even know either.
Alright, my number 1 was The Fall of Momo, Fall of a Jedi.
Dang. Heck yeah.
I said another decent open, slightly better choreography. I said, oh, and he dies after 2 minutes before the opening title. And then I said actually decent acting.
Did you like the ending?
I did, yeah. The ending. That's the one where it ends where the first one begins,
Yep.
right? Yeah, I do love that ending.
So I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Like I ranked them as we watched them. So like you could honestly, some of these could very much interchange, and I might interchange one or two of them right now as I'm going along. I said the worst one was 12. I think that needs no explanation. The
Mhm.
It
second
really
next,
doesn't.
the second next one is 14. That one was straight up filler, but at least that one was better than 12. You could honestly you could go from 11 to 13 to 15 and not miss a beat. The next one I said was 6. I actually like this one more than I initially did. I put it lower, I guess, cause from some of the other ones. But um, actually, you know what? Scratch that. I'm gonna put 11 next, just cause that's a straight up Rebels ripoff. And then I'm gonna put 6, just cause 6 is so wild. Like it's crazy how the story beats pretty much set up like the rest of the series, and then the video itself is so just bizarre. The next one was Temptation of the Dark Side. I think it was a bit too long, but it was actually more enjoyable than I thought it was going to be. There were some cool moments, but also some cringe. Next I said Fateful Encounter. I think the idea of the chase scene was really cool. I like a couple of the small moments throughout the rest of the video, but I agree the apprentice turns way too quick. Next I said I'm gonna switch it right here. I'm gonna go 8. Um, like it's okay, I guess, but you're right. Like it's nothing like Rel, and then they have like opposite lightsabers, and it's just it's got a bizarre place. Um, actually, you know what? I'm gonna put 8 lower. After 8, I'm gonna say Fall of a Jedi. Overall, the video. Actually, you know what? Scratch that. We're gonna put that one there. I'm gonna go Momo's Final Adventure. Um, I like the nostalgia of it and how it ties in right where it like began. Other than that, yeah, the video's way too long. The fight scenes are I like the ending, like last minute and a half of the video, but the first fight scene is pretty bad. And the whole audio voiceover is way too long. I forgot how long that was. That was bad. Next, Fall of a Jedi, just because I actually agree with Chris. Performance is actually kind of good in that one, and I love how it ended. I know we all appreciate that aspect, and I just think that is really cool. I know even Cole was like, "Wow, I don't like any of these, and I'm gonna rewatch them all again just because of that." Next I said 13. I had a lower take on this one than you guys did, but I don't think it's that bad by any means. Then I said 3. 3 was just quick and simple. Um, then I said 5. I guess overall, like that one, I think the performances help redeem that one for me. I think you and I both put on good performances, even though the fight's kind of meh. um, next I said 2. Yeah, I guess 2 aged pretty well. And then I said 10. I guess I like some of the dialogue more so than that one than the fight. The fight's okay to me. But I like some of the dialogue there. The next one I said was 7, just because it's quick and it's sweet. Yeah, the bounty hunter goes out like a punk, but you know what? These are all like weird anyway, and like there's no consistency to the fight, so who cares? um, Next one I said 4. I know you guys ranked lower on this one, but I just think like I laugh when I watch this. It's kind of funny. I know it's cringe when I go, let's do fight like a prequel, but I love the
uh,
Jar Jar thing at the end. Then I said 1, just because like it's short and it's sweet and it's simple. Yeah, it's bizarre and it's funny and it's kind of bad, but I think 1 kind of sums up what the whole series is in a perfect nutshell. And my favorite, I'm not gonna lie, I've said this before, is 9. Just there's some lines like when I go, "What the heck is that?" It just gets a genuine kick out of me.
That might be the one part that makes me laugh. I'm not sure.
All right, that's Momo. Chris, I can't believe you sat and watched all of them. That's props to
Oh
you.
wait,
That's
no, I
good.
remember. The part that actually made me laugh in that one was the part where he pulls out the blaster and goes, "Of course I can see you." And then I appear out
Yes.
of nowhere and redirect his blaster.
that was cringe.
That's the part that I actually thought was funny.
So the next one we're gonna talk about is Batman.
Oh yeah.
Um, I'll go first on this one since I guess if anything, this is more your guys' franchise than mine, and you guys go first on the others. Um, First I put or at last place I actually said you guys are gonna fight me on this one, maybe maybe not. I actually said Batman 3 was the worst one. Um,
Really?
j- just because like
Mhm.
it's so hard to hear, it's so quick. There's so like little substance to it, and the quality is eh. Um, the next one I said was Deathstroke. I guess like because it's so like bad that it's kind of funny. Like I can actually get a couple enjoyable parts out of this one. And I mean, hot take: Deathstroke is not the worst thing on this planet. Deathstroke is better than we all say. It's not great. It's not good. I still think it's bad, but I think we overhate on Deathstroke. Um, Not to say that
Maybe.
we don't have valid criticism, but I would agree with 99% of our criticisms. But yeah, I guess to quit beating a dead horse. Sorry, I'm rambling on here. Next, then I said 3.5. And I think it's mainly just because I don't know why, but I just genuinely love when like Cole walks in at the end and his mom's like, "Were you beating up on those kids again?" And he goes, "Well, they're throwing oranges at me." The next one is Attack a Hush. I guess I'll give it credit for trying to have some sort of story, but oh my Samantha.
That was bad.
Next. Okay, this is where the hate mail comes. I actually said 6.
Oh, what
What?
the?
I just don't really like 6 that much. I don't hate it. I don't think it's objectively bad, but I guess
Oh,
like 6 tries to go to be the big final fight, but then like it's missing half the villains. I hate recasts. I've never been shy about that. Jake does okay as the Joker, but it feels like a poor Heath Ledger imitation, and it's like on top of the fact that I don't like recasts. Like just a fun bit of trivia for you: when I watched The Dark Knight for the first time, it instantly took me out of the movie. Like I like The Dark Knight, uh, but it instantly took me out of the movie when the main chick was recast.
What?
Yeah.
no, I,
Oh
Uh,
I
man.
get that.
I don't like recasts. And the next one, also Yak, I'm sorry, but I think your Riddler performance was better in the fourth one. Like I think you did really good in the fourth one as Riddler, and the sixth one I'm just like, for me at least. That's my personal thought.
I feel
Next
that. I like both performances, but I'll agree with you. My performance in 4 was better.
next I said was 5. I think just because I like this one somewhat as a meme, like Hunter and Cole is just genuinely funny. Next, I actually said 4. I think 4 is like actually kind of good. Not like great, but like I think 4 is actually a lot better than the rest of the other ones. I like there's a lot of like good story, but like it's not like cringe story like 2. It's good story. Batman loses his fight, right? You know, there's some good stuff there. And then of course like the performances, like Yak, I think you carry the thing as Riddler easily. No questions asked. Next, I actually said 1. And like I like 1, but like we were honest in our ranking video, Cole, you and I, like it's not as good as like nostalgia carries it for us. I actually think the one that I enjoy the most is Origins.
Really?
I genuinely could put that on anytime and have a fun time watching it. Maybe just because it's
Origins.
a different approach. It's a comedic approach. It's not trying to be like super hard and serious, but I wholeheartedly love it.
Origins is your favorite?
I think
Wow.
so. I think
Out
Origins
of
is my favorite.
what?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You're
I
everything you
mean, like
just
I
said is
said, I
wrong.
really like these top 3, but I think Origins was my favorite. Sorry, I'm just plugging cord in down here.
That is a
Um,
wild
okay.
ranking.
Um, who went second last time? We'll have
Uh,
Cole go second, and then Chris, you'll go last, because I don't think you've gone last yet.
fair enough.
All right.
Cole, what's your ranking?
So I agree with you. Last place is definitely Batman 3. That is garbage. Just straight garbage. Like you can't hear anything. The aspect ratio is awful. It's just cringe. There's like one fight scene and it's awful and it's over in 3 seconds. I I I really dislike that video. Um, number coming up next is Batman 3.5 actually. Um, I agree with you, Josh. I think Deathstroke is awful, but at least like at least it has dignity. Like Batman 3.5 is just disgustingly awful. Like that is the cringiest thing I've ever witnessed, and it makes my eyes bleed watching that.
It's a
Um,
comedy. Wait.
ah, that is so bad, so bad.
Oh,
And then are you okay? And then after that, I'm gonna put Deathstroke. I think Deathstroke is bad. Tanasi does not. He is not Deathstroke. That's awful. Like, yeah, the flip flops. No, no. I love my I love my performance as Moon Knight. Not Moon Knight. What's his name?
I
What?
don't even know his name.
It's some
Nightwing.
Nightwing,
Nightwing.
yeah.
I love my performance as Nightwing because I genuinely like Nightwing, so that's kind of fun.
But you forgot
Um,
his name.
After that, I'm gonna go with Batman 2. Batman 2 is just that Batman 2 feels like the direct to DVD sequel of like the Disney movies. Like you got Aladdin and then you got Aladdin 2.
Return of
Luc-
Jafar.
and that's what Batman 2 feels like. You got Batman and then you got Batman 2. Like, no, this is awful.
That
Like,
might be the greatest thing I've heard so far in this recording session, the DVD analogy.
yeah, I know. Batman 2, you can definitely tell, like, yeah, we lost Nick on that one. um, After Batman 2, I'm gonna go with Batman 5. I genuinely don't really care for this one. It's honestly it's just cringy. I really don't know what else to say. It's not the greatest one. I really don't have anything else to say with it. It just kind of exists for me. Um, After that is Origins. I think you're right. Origins is hilarious. It doesn't take itself seriously. Like it knows what it is, and yeah, I always laugh every time I watch this one. Like it is genuinely kind of fun. Um, After that, I'm gonna go with Batman 4. Um, I don't know why you like this one so much, Josh. I actually don't really care for it, but out of the other ones, like yeah, it's better. But I don't really think it's that great. Um, and then my second place is Batman 1, actually. I honestly like I think nostalgia carries it, but we have to be a little bit real. Like we can't just like say, "Oh, it's the best one because of nostalgia." Like um I think this one's awesome. Like I think it's nostalgic obviously. It's the first one we ever did all together. I'm always going to love it. Um but unfortunately, I think Batman 6 is hands down the best one. Um, that one, we just mastered a Batman film. I think ever since the first one, we couldn't really like figure it out. Like we were just kind of like messing around with characters, and then finally we're like, you know what? No, we're gonna make Batman good. Like enough of this messing around. We came out with Batman 6. It flows really well. There's a lot of villains. That ending fight scene is great. My costume upgrade. So yeah, I genuinely think Batman 6 is one of our best franchise ones that we kind of like parody. So yeah.
So more or less similar, a couple differences, but overall similar to mine. Yak, I'm curious to see what you think.
Well, I have a few things that are the same and a few things that are super different. All right, here we go. All right, in ninth place, with a score of 2 out of 10, Batman 3.5, the comedy. I hate it so much. It's so bad.
Yeah.
Like, the part with your mom is actually good, but it's not enough. It's just too terrible. Okay, eighth place, at 2.2 out of 10, is Deathstroke. Everything you've said about it is true. My notes, I said poor framing, even more awful audio, and I have a note that just says sweats and flip flops.
Yeah.
Okay, number 7, at a score of 3 out of 10, Batman 3: Rise of the Catwoman. Yeah, I put it higher than you guys, but believe me, I don't have respect for it. I mean, I remember I listened really, really hard, and the story is actually kind of good, but you can't hear it. All right, number 6. This one is going to baffle you guys, I'm sure. Batman Origins.
No, honestly,
I
it
was
doesn't really baffle me much.
I was not a fan of that one. I said ludicrous, stop spinning. I said kind of funny, and ties into the first one. It's a nice touch.
Believe it or not,
Okay.
that was actually my idea.
No, I remember. Let's see. Number 5, Batman 2: Attack of Hush. For me, these are kind of like divided half and half. Ones that I actually like and ones that I don't. And Batman 2 is the top of the ones that I don't like. I did like my performance as a pathetic geezer. Let's see. I said the editing is rough. The awful fight. The fight is just probably the worst. I might argue that the fight is worse than the one in Batman 3 because Hush like pulls out his guns and then he just like blocked and then punched and he's down. It's all right.
Yeah, it's awful.
4th place. This one you guys might be surprised at, might not. Batman First Contact.
No,
For
I
me,
can understand.
for me, that one's not as nostalgic as you guys. I think. I don't really like the color grading that he did on that one.
Yeah, me either.
See, I mean, it does have higher production value than the others, and it moves quickly. I noted that it moves really fast, so that was nice. All right, in the top 3, number 3 out of 5.8 out of 10, Batman 5: Penguin's Plan. I actually kind of like this one. I think Andrew was actually a really good penguin. I think I was a really good henchman.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
think
I like your accent.
Wilson did a great job as Alfred. And
Are you? Oh, go ahead.
nah, that's basically it.
I was gonna say, aren't you supposed to be a Boomerang Man?
Not. I remember you told me that after we filmed it. You were like, "Aren't you supposed to be Captain Boomerang?" And I realized that I really kind of was. I had the hat. I had the accent. He even wears blue. And I just feel dumb. Like I feel like I should have just brought a boomerang and sealed the deal.
Yeah.
That's funny. I didn't know that. I don't even know who that
Yeah.
is.
All right. In 2nd place, I said Batman 4: Return of the Riddler.
Wow.
I said more bad audio, sloppy editing. The Riddler is great, and it does drag a bit, which I have my own writing to blame for that one. But it is still my 2nd favorite one. All right, and the best is no surprise, Batman: The Last Stand. I mean, Cole's right. We really stepped up a notch for that one. We had a huge cast. The big shootout scene in the hallway. I love watching that every time. The fight scene between Batman and the villains is great. Some of the costumes were a little weak on the extras, but what are you gonna do? And yeah, that tops my list.
All
So,
right.
so wait, Yak, where did you put Batman 1 again?
Batman 1,
Fourth
I put
place.
that as 4th place.
Oh, okay, okay.
So next, we're going to go on to the Star Wars fan films.
All
Okay, let's
right.
see. Chris, we'll let you go first.
Okay. Okay. So, in 3rd place for me, with a score of 4 out of 10, is Star Wars: A Fool's Gambit.
Rip.
Yeah.
Hey, there's three extra letters on that title. A smuggler's story.
I feel bad putting it there, but because it was like our first big move.
Yeah.
But I said that the worthless audio, it's just cringe, and mine and Nick's acting are just awful. They just were.
The behind the scenes of that video was funny to watch, though.
All right, in 2nd place, at a score of 5 out of 10, is Star Wars: The Bounty. I said can't understand Kylo Ren. The visual effects, the special effects are like mid, and the whole thing sounds like it was filmed in a tin can. And then, obviously, in first place, Star Wars: A Fool's Errand, with a score of 7 out of 10. Solid open. Awesome fight scene, but we could have and should have tried harder with the cargo bay scene.
All right, Cole, go ahead. Or Yak, was that all you wanted to say? Or
Yeah, I think so.
okay, Cole, go for it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I agree exactly with Yakerson on that ranking. Last place, definitely Fool's Gambit. It's not a bad video, but there's definitely better videos out there. But yeah, I agree with everything that Yakerson said on that. Your acting was really good though, Josh. I'll give credit to you. I always love seeing you act in the videos. Number 2 is The Bounty. This one was just disappointing. Like, it looked great, but it didn't sound great, and the story was just kind of very mid. Obviously, it's better than the first one, but it's really not that hard to beat the first one. So, yeah. And then in first place, yeah, hands down, Fool's Errand. Well, on my channel, it's called The Fugitives.
Well, that doesn't exist anymore, so
um,
hit you with a
but
taste of your own medicine.
Well, Kylo Ren's not canon. No, but this one is awesome. Like, and I don't even just love this one because of my performance as Han Solo. I just genuinely love this film. Like, the action is fun, the pacing is great, the locations actually feel like Star Wars. The CGI is pretty decent, and I do like my performance as Han Solo. But you know, yeah, it's just a plus. I love this video. So yeah, I agree with you.
Well, I hate to break it to you guys, but I actually agree with all that too. I don't know if I agree with that low of scores. I think I gave them all passing grades, Yak, but I agree with the ranking or the order of them. I mean, I like Fool's Gambit. Like, I appreciate it, but at the same time, yeah, I agree. It's got a lot of issues. Yeah, it is what it is. The Bounty, yeah, I agree. Like, it looks good, but at the same time, like, there's some choppiness to it. The story's basic. I do like this for the one fact though that I think this is the first and only time that both Nick Robidoux and Nick Johnson are in the credits together. Even though they were never on set together, I still think that's funny. And yeah, I agree with Fool's Errand. I don't know if I necessarily have the same like love for it that you guys do, but I definitely agree it's better than them. I think I still gave it a 7 out of 10. I don't remember. I think I wrote it on here. Yeah, I gave it a 7 out of 10. Um, Unfortunately, I was never asked to be a part of this one. Rip.
You
But
died in the first one.
yeah. So I guess if we were gonna do a definitive ranking, you could call that one the definitive ranking on the Star Wars videos.
Yeah, that was cool that we all agreed.
Next we're gonna discuss dun 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 dun, dun
Oh,
Indiana
heck yeah.
Jones.
Heck yeah.
We might
Oh
be in
yeah.
agreement on this one too. We'll see. Cool. We'll give this one to you since Yak went first last time. Take it away.
All right. So I'm just gonna first off say that I just love this franchise altogether. Like, I don't think any of these are bad. It's just we gotta rank them. So, but I love all of them. I think in last place, just because the others are better, I would say is Indy One. I think Indy One is iconic and it's fun, and even though it's so bad, I
Wrong
just love it.
category.
Like,
Yeah, thank you.
what happened?
I put it in mine, not yours. Go ahead.
Oh, I just think even though it's like really badly put together, it's fun. Like, there's a lot of great moments and little references to the actual movies. And Lance is just the star of the show in that one. And then next, I'm actually gonna go with Indie 2 for next. I think Indie 2 is objectively probably one of the best directorial films I've ever done. I think it's really well put together. Like the way it's structured is just crazy. Like I said in the other ranking video, the fact that this video is basically like through the eyes of a Nazi is just crazy. Like I think that's very unique. I love that we introduced German in this one. Unfortunately, the only reason it's in two is just because it's on a playground. I hate that. Like looking back on it, I'm like, dang, why did I make it at a playground? If this movie was directed at where the location of Indy 3 was, it would have been perfect. And then and number one is Indy 3. I think Indy 3 is phenomenal. I love the locations. I love the idea of Indy running into another archaeologist. I think that's really funny. I know in the first movie he runs into Belloc, but that's kind of a villain. In this one, it's like he's like a friend, which I thought was funny. The action is not that great, but I think it's fun. Like I think it flows well, and I love a little Easter egg at the end. The Easter egg is just a nice touch to the trilogy. So yeah.
All right, Yak, what do you think?
Well, this is going to sound very familiar. All right. Well, in third place with a score of 4 out of 10, Indiana Jones and the Sacred Son. This is the only one of these that I would actually kind of say was kind of bad. I said it's hard to hear. It's got a good story though. Uh, I have a note marking Wilson's deadpan. Here we are in South America. There's a part where I actively stare at the camera,
Yeah.
and like the gunshots are like out of sync with the action sometimes.
Yep.
So
I
yeah,
correct me if I'm wrong, but Cole, I think that was your first Windows Movie Maker editing experience, wasn't it?
Um. Maybe. Maybe I don't know. Can't remember.
actually it
Probably
probably was because Josh, you did Batman 2, right?
Right, and you guys made this before 3, right?
something like that. Yeah.
I think so.
So
It
then,
was
yeah,
either
this would have
this or
been
Batman
Cole's
3.
first edit. Somehow, I don't know why, but somehow I actually have a copy of this without music. I think because you were so inexperienced, you accidentally uploaded it first without music. But sorry, Yak, I didn't mean to interrupt.
All right. Okay. In second place, with a score of 6 out of 10, Indiana Jones and the Greek Vase of Serpents. I love it for a lot of the same reasons Cole does. The non-linear storytelling is just
Yeah.
it's so cool. The German is good, though it's a little clunky. My understanding of the grammar wasn't as good as I'd hoped it would be, but only people who speak German will know that. There's a couple other things that we do where we like have the modern avalanche that Harrison drives. I mean, what else are we gonna do about that? And then I have to agree with 110%. The playground. The playground is just so bad.
Yeah.
All right, and obviously in first place, Indiana Jones and the Unexpected Ally with a score of 7 out of 10. I said slick opening. It's probably one of my favorite openings of all of our films. How like it just opens with you decking Andrew,
Yeah.
and he falls into frame, and then and you stand up straight and pull out the binoculars, and then you walk, and the music swells, and then the title comes up. So good. All right. I said it was really entertaining, like all the way through. My major only criticism of it is Jake's cringy Russian accent. Like we told him to go with a German accent as a Nazi, but he couldn't like get the German, so he like subconsciously switched to a Russian one and bothers me so
Yeah.
much.
I didn't understand that either.
So yeah, that one takes the top.
Well, I'm gonna differ a little in the fact
Really?
that I'm gonna actually agree with you. I agree with all
Oh.
three of these.
What?
Well, because haven't we established that I'm some sort of contrarian or something like that?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for the playground, I think I would actually put 2 above 3. Part of me kind of
Yeah.
enjoyed 2 more. But because of that, yeah, I'll agree with that. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, I don't have like I didn't make any of these, and I wasn't involved in the making of them, so I don't necessarily have the same nostalgic appreciation for you guys do that I might have for some of the other videos on here. So just kind of watching these as a fan, like, yeah, I think it's pretty clear cut and dry. There was a clear evolution of the filmmaking as you guys went along, and I mean, that's what you would want, right? You wouldn't want to decrease, you would want to progress over time, and yeah, I think one thing I like about it too is your final scene, Cole, that you said with Hunter. Like it's a tie off to the trilogy. It's not just like we just didn't make anymore. Like you told your three stories and you ended it with a nice little bow. You
Yeah.
could almost say it's like your own Last Crusade ending.
Yep.
So
And
yeah, I
unlike
guess
someone
that's the
else, we decided to call it good after that.
Yep. Well, I like
well.
the fourth one.
I like. I mean, there's still two more.
Well, there's just one more after that. But anyway, continue.
Yeah.
And then the next one we're gonna talk about is the Rodderverse.
Oh boy.
You like my little banner here, Yak?
Yeah, it's not bad.
I don't, this is actually what I was working on yesterday, guys. It took me like maybe 3 hours getting all this set up.
Jeez.
But I think they came out cool.
Yeah,
Uh,
you did good.
so I guess I'll go first on this one.
Oh wait, did you include the like the original Rodder here as well?
Yeah.
I did not.
Oh. Well, make it up
Sorry,
on the fly.
I'll scribble
While
something
Josh
in
is
real
going,
fast.
yeah.
Yeah, so speaking of that original Rodder, I put that dead last.
Oof.
I mean, all these have effects. This one doesn't, so you got to hold it down for that. The aspect ratio, which I know we could pin that one on Cole, but
Oh,
well, because of your movie maker editing, you didn't know how to do it just yet.
yeah.
Uh, in some ways, like I've said, I think it's better than the remake, but in a lot of ways, it's obviously worse. Next one, and I know I'm gonna get some hot takes on this for this my thoughts on this, but I just as I said in the ranking video, I just didn't particularly enjoy this one. I can appreciate the original story, but just the execution. I'm gonna put Huntress next.
Interesting.
Like Huntress, just like as time went on, I was just kind of bored. Um, the next one I'm gonna say is Wilson versus Snapshot. It's just I know Cole and I talked about it already, but it's just so choppily put together. Partially because it was unfinished. We didn't finish it. I don't even know what Hunter's real story was with that one, where he was taking that. I don't know if he was trying to strive for something like what Deadpool 3 is gonna do, or um, but yeah. Next actually, this might shock some people, but yeah, I said Legends. Legends I know it's the fun thing to joke on Legends, and don't get me wrong, I don't think Legends is great. I don't think Legends is good, but I think it's kind of the same thing as Deathstroke. I don't think it's the worst thing ever. You could still kind of like enjoy some of it, even if it's in the spirit of like it's kind of bad, funny. But then there's also some okay parts too. Like I still stand by a lot of my reviews of what I said about this. You know, it didn't need to exist, but it does. It's here. Let's deal with it as it is, and it's not the worst thing. Let's be realistic. It's not the worst thing in the world. Um, but that being said, there's still better stuff. Next up, I'm gonna go Renewed Warrior. Um, yeah, I mean, I agree with what you said, Yak, to us. Like it didn't age well, unfortunately. A lot of that is the audio. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna harp on stuff that I've been saying over the last 8 years. Like, I've said this all in the ranking video before. It is what it is. Next I'm gonna go Conquest of Justice. In theory, this should be a lot higher, but it's the audio that tanks it, unfortunately. Otherwise, story wise, I think it could be higher. Especially like the final scene, the final like boss fight, and then like the touching ending at the end. Like those could have been really good and really powerful, really fun. But yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and beat a dead horse. You know why? The audio. Um, Next up, I'm gonna go Object of the Unknown. Maybe part of it's nostalgia for me. Um, but there's a lot that I actually kind of like about this one, and I think it's fun. But that being said, there is still a lot wrong with it, and I would say, as I've said, thankfully you remade that because I think there's a lot of stuff you improved upon in the remake. Um, Next, I'm gonna go The Enemy Rises. I like this one probably more than I should. I don't know why, but like I like certain like weird villain pairings, and I don't know why, but I like the pairing of Cole and Harrison in their roles. It's an ending where the bad guys get beat, or where the good guys get beat up and they lose, and I mean, how do you not like that, right? Every once in a while, it's good to change up the formula. The only issue I have is still the audio. Otherwise, I might have actually put this on top if it wasn't for the audio, but I like the story, etc. And this one, or the next one is, or I guess my favorite was Alex Rhodes. This was one I went into expecting to be like, all right, yeah, this is his cringe attempt to try to make a universe, and I watched it, and I'm like, oh, this is actually kind of fun. And I actually had a blast watching this one. So, take that with you, Yak. Wear that as a badge on your sleeve. I enjoy this one, and I think it's pretty good. Um, and yeah, that's my Rodderverse ranking.
Wait,
I'll
wait,
yeah.
real quick. Isn't the new Object of the Unknown supposed to be in this?
No, because that one's not really part of a Rodderverse continuity, and I know like you could make the argument that the original shouldn't be on here, but it's got Captain Rodder in the name. Um, no, the new Object of the Unknown is entirely separate, so we didn't include it.
Oh,
Yeah,
what? Okay. We
yeah, that's
included the
pretty much the
original.
logic there.
We included the original object, but not the new object.
Well, because that's part of the Rodderverse.
Which one?
Yeah, because it's got Josh as Dr. Cross and me as Agent Marks. Whereas the new one
Okay.
recast Dr. Cross with Jake. And
Whoops.
the new one was
Alright.
never supposed to be connected to the Rodderverse. It was supposed to stand on its own.
All right. Well. Okay.
All right. We'll go Cole and then we'll go Chris.
Well, now I'm curious to hear what you have to say about the remake one too.
Okay. So it's my turn now.
Yeah.
So there's 9, right?
Yeah. There's 9.
Okay.
Just like something else.
What?
No.
So I actually went ahead and continued to crap on Legends because it should be. I am wrong. I shouldn't put it down there, but I want to just because like I don't think it should exist, and also like I'll never forget like this is just the one production that I genuinely just didn't have a good time on, and I don't know, it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Like whenever I think about Legends, I'm like, oh. I think for dignity reasons, just like what is it? The other one, The Fall of Momo. I put it in last place, like just for dignity reasons. Number 8, I'm gonna go with Wilson versus Snapshot. I I don't. I think this one is probably a 9, but I just think the ending is so funny that I actually rather watch that. But yeah, that film's awful. Like that.
It's just for the memes, is why it's so funny.
Yeah. 7. I'm on 7, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the original object. No, original Rodder. This one, yeah, like it wasn't put together very well. Great story, just the remake does it a lot better. Pretty easy to say. And then after that, I'm gonna go with the original object. I think this one is just really put down because of like the 2 different directors and all that stuff. We already talked all about that, but yeah, that's really unfortunate that happened. After that, I'm gonna go with Rodder 3. I think Rodder 3 is missed potential. It's a little cringe, and the ending fight is just awful. Like that is the audio and the getting shot in the head and then living is just awful. The orange, all this stuff.
Fun fact for you, actually, that was something I never even thought of until I think I saw like Jake commented on that or something. and I was like, huh, yeah.
Yeah, no, that was bad. Um, where are we at? Okay, after that is Rodder One, the remake. Pretty in the middle of the road. Like it's not awful, but it's not amazing either. It's just kind of exists. Like I think it's obviously a better remake than the first one. Um, but I just think there's better videos on here. In next place, I have The Huntress. I don't know why you hate this film so much, Josh. I think this film is actually really fun. I think what kills it for you is the fact that it's in Legends. I think Legends just kind of brings it down. I don't know. I don't understand the hate
I
for it. I
think
think
for
it's
me,
really.
it's because I'm a clapping seal and I wasn't entertained.
I just don't get that. Like I think it's entertaining. I think it's fun. Um, Router or number three is, or I guess the next one is Router Two. I think Router Two is actually very good, but obviously it's not, the best thing ever. But I do think that there's a big production with it, which I can respect. I agree with you. This is the one where me and Harrison are together in the back of the truck, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that too. I think that's fun. Um, yeah, I just think this one's a really fun installment. Um, and then after that, I agree with you. Actually, I think Alex Rhodes. Like I thought about it, and I'm like, you know what? Like you're right. Like Alex Rhodes is genuinely kind of just like simple, easy, and fun. Like it's it's not the best thing ever, but it's also like kind of good at the same time. So I agree with you on that one.
Yak, if you don't, I don't know what's in your best of nuclear films playlist, but if Alex Rhodes and Rodder 2 aren't in there, I wouldn't have an issue if you put them in there.
Oh, really? Neither
Yeah.
of them are. Nothing in the Rodderverse here is in there.
I would say actually that's one thing I think you should do is make a Rodderverse playlist because like you have the Rodder trilogy or like Captain Rodder and it's just the three and then the bloopers. You should make a Rodderverse playlist.
Maybe I will.
But we'll seg that right into. Actually, before we move on to you, just out of curiosity, because I know we both want to know, where were you gonna put the Object of the Unknown remake at? Number one.
Oh yeah, that was gonna be number one.
All right. Well, Chris, we'll pass the torch on to you.
Okay. All right. Listening to some of the things you guys said actually like convinced me to change my mind on a couple things.
Oh okay.
All right, but anyway, here goes. What didn't change is my last place. With a score of 2 out of 10, Wilson versus Snapshot. I hate this film so much.
I
I
gotta
said,
ask, does the last line ever get a kick out of you ever, even once?
oh, Johnson's final line? Uh, a little bit. I think I got a chuckle once, maybe. I said, not as funny as I remembered. Really choppy. Uh, Johnson is the only fun part,
Yeah.
and breaks canon.
Or establishes canon.
Bro, like the whole trilogy is about catching Mahata Mill, and then like he just gets broken out in this like 2-minute film.
I'm
Hmm?
not gonna go down that rabbit hole because my next point is just gonna make you guys mad.
Yep. Yeah, we don't need to go there. Okay, in number 8 is the original Rodder. I remember I had such high hopes for it, but then like the day came to shoot, and like all the extras that I wanted to show up didn't show up. Nick Johnson was supposed to be there. Nick Robidoux was supposed to be there.
Robinoo?
Yeah, and it just yeah.
Why
Um,
didn't Nick show up?
I don't know. I don't know. I think he had somewhere else thing he had to do.
Rip.
Yeah, because originally Nick Robidoux was supposed to be Connor Stone.
Yeah, I
Interesting.
noticed that this time around that you guys kind of like wrote him out as opposed or in the original as opposed to the remake, which makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. So, I didn't take any notes on that one, but yeah, that's where it goes. All right, in 7th place, Captain Rodder, Conquest of Justice. The epic finale to the trilogy. It just wasn't there. I agree with most of the stuff you guys said. The orange is cringe. I mean the team up thing between my character and Aubrey's and yours, Josh. I like that. That was cool. And there's this one shot that I really like where we're in the car. It's a dash cam shot, and then I point like far away, and I'm like over there, and I don't turn my head. I really like that because that's part of the gadget. Is he's supposed to have like incredible peripheral vision, so he doesn't have to turn his head to see things off to the side.
Okay, I never thought about it like that. That's interesting.
But the thing is, the end fight scene, it was almost really cool, but I wanted it to have dark lighting, but we didn't know anything about lighting yet, so we just made it dark, and so you can't see anything. Now, about the part where I shoot him and then he gets up again, that's actually interesting. That was Zach's idea. Zach took this one so seriously. He like did some research, and apparently like there's a trauma thing in the brain where if you get shot through it, you can still be alive unless you get like percussively struck.
Ah, that's not canon.
Yeah, I know. It's still cringe. I mean, if it takes like a homework assignment to understand it, then it's not good. So yep, I gave that one a 4 out of 10. No, I don't like that one. All right, sixth place with a score of 4.5 out of 10, The Huntress. I guess I'm a little bit middle of the road between you guys on your opinion of that one. I love R's performance. I love David's performance. He's like perfectly strong and smug, just the way I wanted him to be. I think a lot of the problem was just me. My character sucked. I mean, I wrote him to be kind of cringe, but then I didn't expect him to come out that cringe.
That's
So
funny.
yeah. Okay, where was I? Oh yeah, this one might surprise you guys. At number 5, Legends.
Dang.
Yeah. See, we're all talking about how Legends is trash and stuff, and so I go into watching this like about a month ago, expecting it to be pure garbage, and I was actually like enjoying myself. I was like, the action here is actually pretty good. The lines are kind of fun. I actually had fun watching it. I mean, I
Wow.
still gave it a 4.8 out of 10. Let's see. I said the cut to black part during the opening scene is awful. I said Josh is cringe. Um, people in the background, Wilson. Uh, oh right. So an enhanced person can take a shotgun rounds, but gets hurt by Rodder's punch. I said at the end, Agent Marks is completely nerfed. Like he's this cool villain, and then he's just this raving lunatic idiot. And then I also said Steiner was a good villain. Yeah, so this actually got like like 1 or 2 marks higher because of you, Steiner. So thank you.
You're welcome.
I wish we put you at the villain more often.
I know. I'm always the good guy.
Okay, so then fourth place, I said Captain Rodder Renewed Warrior. It's I mean it's the classic. It's a great story. Um, the acting was not so good. The hospital was just cringe. And I remember I wanted to get the spare bedroom again, but for some reason we couldn't use it that time, and so we were stuck with your bedroom.
Yeah.
I said a wrong room cringe.
Wrong room cringe.
I mean, it's a nice scene to establish that Rodder isn't perfect, but at the same time, he just got these X-ray goggles and can't see that there's nobody in the room. So that's bad. I gave that one a 5 out of 10. In third place, this is what I changed. I swapped the 2 and 3. All right, in third place is Object of the Unknown with a 5.5 out of 10. It's just, I think its strongest thing is the story. I said good open, solid car shot, decent cinematography, mostly quality performances except for one, Johnson. And but then I hated the editing choices he came up with. Like, I didn't like the colorizing that he did, the strange music choices, the zoom in edits, of course, and I wasn't happy with the monster sound he came up with for the climax scene. So yeah, in second place, matching everybody else, is Captain Rodder: The Enemy Rises with a score of 6 out of 10. I have a lot of the same things. This film has one of my favorite openings of all of our films. I said awesome car chase, but my acting was kind of stale. The general is an idiot, and the army just has no tactical brain in this film. Like, we're just kind of stupid to make sure that the bad guys win this time. Like, it's just, we had like 5 army guys, and then 3 Aram Zufar guys burst in, and it takes like 5 minutes to kill them.
Yeah.
Nah, but it is great, despite the problems in the audio. All right, so obviously my number one matches your guys' Alex Rhodes, Secret Agent. This one isn't very deep or anything, but it's just a solid action film. It doesn't have any standout problems. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree, and I think the performances are pretty good in that one too. And that's the Rodderverse.
Yeah. Did you go, Josh?
Yeah, I went first.
Oh. Okay.
The next one we're gonna talk about is Mission Impossible.
Oh
Oh.
yeah.
Chris, we'll have you go first, then Cole, then me.
Okay.
Okay. Steiner, I have a feeling we have very differing opinions on this then.
Okay. I'm
Okay.
excited to hear it.
All right. All right. In fifth place, with a score of 4.5 out of 10, is Mission Impossible 2.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, what this thing has for it is it has one of our very best opening scenes of all time.
Yep, I agree with that.
It has a lot of problems. There's jump cuts. For like half the film, I completely don't use my accent, and it's just bad. Let's see. Zach was great in this film, though. Like, I think this film solidified Zach as like part of our crew.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's the scene where I, as Benji, I like use the computer to track down something, but you can totally tell the screen is just black. And then there's the Ethan, Benji,
Oh
Benji.
God.
I don't think I have to say anything else for that.
Yeah.
All right, in fourth place with a score of 5 out of 10 is Mission Impossible 1.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah. Insane overuse of text animations.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So much doesn't actually make any sense. I mean, like, so you got this gun, you need to download the information out of the electronic gun, but also it needs to charge so that you can fire it. And Ethan Hunt doesn't carry a different pistol on him. But it is a lot of fun action, like the bike scene and the van driving. That's, if I remember right, this is one of the first times we actually use like an automobile in a film.
That might be the
Maybe.
first.
Unless,
Probably.
yeah, I think so. And then it was Object of the Unknown was next, I think. Unless they were swapped. Anyway, third place, Mission Impossible 3.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. I said, there's the part in the beginning when you're talking to Zach, getting him to switch sides, and you're actively chewing gum, and it just takes me out of it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Again, Zach is great, but gets screwed in, and then the random cuts to different locations as we drive around. But it is really good. Like half the film is basically a car chase, and its pacing is really nice. The ending is absolutely great. How you just like you're cornered, and then the garage door rises, and then all of a sudden you win. It's absolutely great. I know you guys talked about this during the ranking video, but the scene where you're being carried along by Lance and the bad guy's car behind, and so I'm filming from the avalanche in front of you, and
Yeah.
there's so many moving parts to do that shot, and it felt like we were like actually like doing something big when we did that shot.
Yeah, that scene was awesome. I'll never forget that. One of the best moments ever while filming.
Yeah. So that one got a 5.5 out of 10. All right. Second place, Mission Impossible: The Other Hunt. With a
Okay.
score of 6 out of 10. Let's see.
That's great.
Yeah, I actually really liked this one. I thought Aura was great as Ivana Hunt. The part with Aura and the car talking was just fun.
Really?
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
Jake is a delightful villain as usual. One of the things that I marked down for it is Insta Skate.
It's the skinny.
I thought that was like ridiculous and cartoonish.
Yeah, that was bad.
Andrew is the worst shot ever. I mean, you got that part where he's shooting at Aura, and they're like 10 feet apart, and she's running, and he can't hit her for anything.
Oh, that was awful. That was awful.
Yeah. But then the mask reveal. The mask reveal, like, boosts this film so much, because that
Mhm.
scene is solid gold.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then, obviously, first place, Mission Impossible 5. Clearly our best one. I think for this one, you and I really knocked out the Ethan and Benji chemistry. We actually felt like Ethan and Benji.
Yeah.
The opening sequence is awesome. You know, it's just this: you're getting into the story, and then cut to black and an explosion, and it's just this dark music, and then you see the flaming five appear. It's just good. The only thing that I marked down for it was like the part where like you take Black Chris and you speed him up so that he can like close the gates,
Yeah.
and then I drive up and I do the same thing and I get sped up.
Yeah. That part's bad.
Yeah. Oh, but I gave this one a 7 out of 10.
All right.
Top of the missions.
I
All
agree
right,
with that.
Cove. What you say?
I'm next.
Yep.
All right. So I actually have a very different list than you, Yagerson. I'm very surprised about your list.
Oh, I'm excited for this.
My least favorite, and this is probably one of my least favorite videos of that we've ever made, is MI4. I despise this video. Hold on, I got a notification. Okay, I hate this video. I just think it's so lazy. Like I should have ended it with 3, but I was like itching to make another one. So I'm like, oh, I have this random sister, or like it's that trope I was telling you about, Josh. Like, oh, the random brother that just shows up out of nowhere. Like, I hate that, and it's so cringe. She's like, my first mission, I gotta go, bro. Oh, no. The whole video is just bad. The only thing that I can take away from it that I really liked was the was the face mask thing. That was awesome. But again, like we do that in 5, so it's like, okay, so I mean it's cool, but we do it in 5. So
It was
yeah,
nowhere near as cool in 5, though.
it wasn't. But this film, I can't with this film. Like, um, yeah, and bottom of the line of the list for me. In fourth place, gotta give it to MI2. This one also just makes me angry. Like that beginning is so solid, and the rest of it just tanks downhill like instantly. Like after the credits, it's just like instantly bad, and it's just like so frustrating. Like how do you make an amazing beginning and then instantly tank it? Like that's why I have it so low. I'm so
Yeah.
I'm so mad about that. Pretty much everything you said, Chris, I agree with on two. And it also just ends abruptly, and that is just cringe. Like I hate that. Like oh he got away, okay, and then just ends. Like what the heck? And there's like no credits either. It's just like that one random like really quick thing, and then it goes away. Like oh, it's bad. Um, so you'll probably be surprised by this. I put MI1 as number 3. Um, I know back in the day I really liked this film, and I remember Josh was calling out all the credits. Nowadays, I completely agree with that. However, I think for nostalgia reasons and for like just like it being short, simple and sweet, I just think this is better than MI2 and MI4 too. Like I just think I'd rather watch this than MI4. Like yeah, the plot doesn't make that much sense, and it's cringe, but I don't know. Like I just can't stand MI4, so I'd rather watch MI1 than 4. Um, but yeah, I don't know. It's short, sweet, simple. Some of the action is fun. Like you said, this is the first time with a car, right? We used a car, or am I okay? I thought that was really cool. Um, and then my number 2 is actually MI3. I actually really love MI3. Um, I that's why I was surprised you had it lower. I don't. I agree with you. Like it's not the best, but I think compared to the others, it's pretty good. Like I love how it opens. First of all, where the text just like shows MI3, and then it like pans down or it tilts down from the ceiling onto me. I love Lance. I love the car chase.
My
The
punch?
the what?
My punch?
No.
Yeah, that always gives me a kick. I always get a kick out of that. And then yeah, the garage opening scene. Like I don't know. Like I don't know how you can not like this film just for those moments. Like those are great moments. Um, but at the end of the day, like all those films I just mentioned, I don't think are that great, and I probably wouldn't watch them except for maybe 3. But MI5 for sure, I would watch anytime. If you ask me, hey, you want to watch MI5? I'd say yes. MI5 is definitely my number 1. Um, this is just like Batman 6 to me. Like I feel like we finally figured out, how if we're gonna parody a franchise, this is how you parody a franchise. Like I feel like Ethan, you feel like Benji. We're actually together in the action. There's like a fun story. The pacing's good. There's a lot of action. The opening is intense and it's edited great. There's actually like impossible things in this one. Like I'm on a house. Like that's kind of scary. I jump off a roof. Like I don't know. Like I feel like this one actually deserves to be called Mission Impossible, where the other ones just don't deserve it at all. But yeah, I genuinely love MI5. Yeah, that's my ranking.
So I agree and disagree. My least favorite is actually one.
Dang. Okay.
Oof.
The bikes in the like your villains have bikes, but then the good guys have a vehicle. Just doesn't work. The credits, yeah. I'm sorry. um, Next I'm gonna go 2. I really love the opening. I mean, I don't think 2, the rest of 2 is as bad as you guys say, but oh well, that's my opinion, I guess. Next I'm gonna go The Other Hunt. I don't think it's as good as the next couple, but I still think it's better than 1 and 2. I'm not as cringed out as Cole seems to be. There is some cringe parts, like at the end when he's like, "Good job, sis."
Uh,
But yeah, I agree. Jake was great, and the unmasking thing was really good. Um, I think the next one is 3, just because I think there's a lot of good stuff in this one. I think the main issue for me is the fact that Cole kind of comes off as a dick because he screws Zach over, and then 5 just reinforces that. So, um, but otherwise, yeah, there's a lot of good stuff here with like Lance, and the car chase comes out pretty good. And then yeah, the next one I think it's no question in my mind. 5 is the best one. It feels like a fun action movie. There's a couple tense moments. It brings together some of the aspects from the different videos. Um, I mean, I know it doesn't like come off as a finale, but at the same time, it feels like a pseudo finale. So yeah,
yep, I agree.
Harry Potter will be our next one. Um, let's see who went first last time.
Chris did.
I think I did.
Okay, so Cole, you go first.
All right. So in last place, I have to do it. Harry Potter 2. I before I even rank these, let me just say, like, I actually like all 3 of these. It's the same thing as Indiana Jones. Like, I think they're all great. It's just unfortunately, what I think is best to worst, but I don't dislike any of them. Harry Potter 2 is in last for me. I think I give a lot of respect to you, Yagerson, for putting a giant cast together and putting this like giant script together. But I think because of that, it kind of killed it a little bit too. There was a lot of possibilities for error, and it ended up happening. So I think it's just a little bloated. It pace is a little iffy, and I think the other two are just a little bit easier to watch, short and sweet and simple. Um, in second place, I'm actually going to give it to Harry Potter 1. I think this film is awesome. I This one has a special place in my heart. I said this in the ranking, but I'm gonna say it again. This is actually the first video that I showed Kira, so it's kind of funny. Like, I actually chose this to show her, so that's awesome. I just think it's awesome. Like, I love when I die and or her what's her name dies and she falls into Jake's hands. That is hilarious. Um, I don't know. It's just kind of sweet. It's a great little film. Nothing much, but also not bad at all. And then number one, I think this is just a great idea. I think it's fun and unique. And I think this is. I said this in the ranking video too. I think the band room duel is something that we should have done. Like, I get we can parody videos, but I feel like if we're gonna parody them, we should like make it something completely different, not just, oh, let's just make an Indiana Jones. Like, I like the fact that we took the elements of the Harry Potter universe and just like inserted it into this high school band room. Like, I think that's really fun. It's short, sweet, really funny. We got our teacher in it. I love that. Just like the little twist where he takes the thing, he's like, you know, I love that. So that's my ranking. Yeah.
All right, Yak, go ahead. What do you think?
All right. Well, like you, Steiner, I love all 3 of these. Like, I have high praise for all of them. So I hate to have to put any of them in last, but I have to agree with you. Students of the Prophecy is the weakest of the 3, even though I still gave it a score of 6 out of 10. Uh, it's got a few different problems. The main one, I think, is the switching spell that we do for Harrison to turn into Wilson, which was just my haphazard way of writing in Harrison not showing up that day.
Yeah.
If it weren't for that, this one probably would have been a little higher. The mall is a fantastic location, but you still had the music, and you could tell that I was seriously struggling to edit that out.
Yeah.
Other than that, it is really great. I, for one, really like the way this one paces. The giant cast makes it feel so cool, especially the end mass duel between 5 versus 5. I could watch that on repeat for like an hour. I love that scene so much.
Yeah.
But it still has to take last place. Oh yeah, and Wilson as the cop just like showing up out of nowhere to stop these random kids. It doesn't really make sense. It was just there because I needed an inciting incident to create the dysfunction.
Yeah, he's just leaning against a tree randomly.
Yeah, and he was wearing the Lance 007 hat.
Yeah, that doesn't even make any sense. And like, why does he stop these kids anyway? They're not doing anything.
Nope. All right. So in second place, again, I hate to do it because I love this film. With a score of 6.5 is Hogwarts Crisis.
Dang.
Basically, I think this one is another one that has one of our best openings where it's none of us. So if you're a fan of the channel, you go to this one and it's just these two random adult guys that you've never seen before. They turn into this alleyway and then they just start dueling. So
Yeah.
good. I said, I'm sorry, Andrew, but your acting was terrible.
Yeah.
Um, and then the one of the things that I really like about this film that I think highlights it above most of our other films is that it actually has a twist ending, where you find out that the guy who is like the hero at the Battle of Hogwarts is actually the villain, and that the Slytherin girl who's mean to everybody is actually actually a good guy.
Yeah.
So
I
I
like
just
that
really
too.
love that. So obviously, in first place with the score of 7 out of 10 is Band Room Duel. My only like markdown for it is there were some jump cuts, and nope, actually that's it. The rest of it, as you said, is really good. It's fun. It's short. It doesn't overstay its welcome. It's not meant to be taken seriously, so you don't feel the need to question the things that don't make sense. It's just it's just fun. It's a short that is good as it is.
Yeah. Cool.
So I once again actually agree with all of these. um, the Students of the Prophecy, I'll be honest, kind of disappointed me just because I was so impressed with Hogwarts Crisis that I watched that and I was like, oh, this isn't as good. But kudos to the special or to you on the special effects, bro. That was definitely an effort in itself, and it came out good, I thought. So I want to give you props for that, and for the mass production too. I agree with you. Like having a lot of people, like yeah, it does open room for error, but at the same time, like it looks cool. It's cool. Hogwarts Crisis, I just genuinely loved, and I had a fun time watching it. And then Band Room Duel, I'm like, I mean, how do you not love it, right? What else is there to say that you guys haven't said already? Like, it was fun, quick, and pretty fun paced. Yeah. Okay, so the next one we're gonna do is the My Lego Rebel Life, My Lego Clone War
Oh,
franchise.
great.
Oh, and I get to go
All right.
first on this one, huh?
What's up?
I get to go first. Goody goody gumdrops. Yeah, I have a feeling we might. Well, actually, I don't know about Yak, but I know Cole and I are gonna probably heavily disagree on some of these.
Oh yeah.
Um, I'll be short and sweet. Or I'll try to at least. So I said the worst one was, and I love all of these, of course. I know someone doesn't. Um, I said My Lego Rebel Life season one, just because I mean it's the production's so rough. I think that goes without saying. I had no idea what I was doing at first, so it shows. Um, Next I said was the second season of My Lego Rebel Life. I think it was an improvement upon the first. I think it feels more coherent. Um, but it's still not as good as the others. What did I say next? Next I said the My Lego Clone Wars season 2. I don't entirely remember why. I think it was just I like the other stuff better. Um, but I mean I still like this one. I think it's got some fun stuff like the Order 66 scene, and who doesn't love Jake as the pirate? Next I said My Lego Rebel Life season 3. Um, I think the build up to the finale is pretty good and pretty well done. I love the serial style of it, and I don't know. I just the last couple episodes I have a lot of fun with. Then next I said My Lego Clone Wars Season 1. This was honestly something I had, for the most part, forgotten about, except for like the beginning of the show and the end. So when I went in to rewatch it, I was like, yeah, this is all right, let's get this over with. And I started watching it. I was like, this is actually a lot better than I thought it was. This is actually kind of fun. This is good. Um, yeah, I had a lot of fun with this. But my personal favorite is Season 4. I just love how the My Lego Rebel Life ends. Um, I know it's big. The whole show is the giant homage to Rebels and Rogue One and bits of other Star Wars stuff here and there, but I still enjoy it. I have a lot of fun watching it. Um, yeah, I don't know. That's my take on it. Um, who's next? Who's next?
Chris is.
Chris is? All right. Yeah, that's all
Okay.
I've got to say. Chris, go ahead.
All right. I think you're going to be surprised by some of this. All
Okay.
right. So in last place with a score of 3.8 out of 10, I said My Lego Clone Wars Season 2. Yeah.
Wait, what? Clone Wars?
Yep. I said not much to say. Wraps up too fast, yet also somehow drags.
Whoa.
That's all I have for my notes. I mean, I watched them all in one sitting, so no, I didn't. I didn't watch them all in one sitting, so I don't know.
That's
But
interesting.
yep. All right. In fifth place with a score of 4 out of 10, My Lego Rebel Life Season 2. See, I said barely anything happens in episode 1, more out of focus shots. My Thrawn performance is good, but too quiet. Still ripping off rebels and pointless sacrifices.
Rip. Rest in peace, Martina Ozuna.
Oof.
I wasn't actually talking about her. I was talking about the idiots on her ship. Where she's
Oh,
like, get to the escape pods, and they're just like, no, we're good.
No, we're good.
Okay. All right. In fourth place, My Lego Rebel Life Season 1 with a score of 4.2 out of 10. Just a touch better. I said they got bad lighting, shots out of focus, Rebels ripoff, all the same stuff. But I also said that they had pretty good pacing overall. It was like very easy to just keep watching and watching.
heck yeah. That's someone
And
who
I
appreciates art.
and I said entertaining. Okay. Third place with a score of 4.5 out of 10.
4.5.
My Lego Clone Wars Season 1. See, I said completely ripped off Anakin's knighting. Like, I could tell you ripped it off shot for shot because I went and I checked. You ripped it off the scene where he gets knighted shot for shot. And it kind of bothered me because, like, in Gendy Tartakovsky's Clone Wars, Obi-Wan is there because he's like one of the Jedi Masters on the Council. But then in My Lego Clone War, Jedi Master Chris Yakerson is there, but it doesn't make sense for him to be there because he's not on the Council.
Whatever.
I said Steiner's clone acting is awful. And I have a note that says Docking Bay 49.
That's deep cut lore.
I'm just like, come on. I don't know if that was meant as a positive note or a negative note, but it's a note. Okay. All right, in second place is My Lego Rebel Life Season 3 with a score of 5 out of 10. I said Palpatine, another fine performance from me that's too soft. Like, I was disappointed rewatching that because I remembered my acting being like stellar, And then I was so disappointed watching it again, realizing that I can't actually hear it. Let's see. I said rough sound design. I said easy to binge. So take with that what you will.
I'll
I
take it.
said if Josh loves Carly so much, why can't he sense that she's still alive?
Well, it's that whole anger and blinding emotions and plot holes and well,
Okay. All right. Oh yeah, I have a. What will you have us do about it, boy? uh. All right. Oh, and I loved seeing my ships. It made me happy to see my ships in the film. Okay, but now to the cornerstone. In first place with a score of 6 out of 10, My Lego Rebel Life Season 4. The clear highlight of the My Lego Rebel Life franchise, in my opinion. Cool use of Krennic to tell us when in the timeline we are. Nice send off for Harrison. It was cringe when Aaron kept saying Coruscant. I can't believe you didn't correct him.
I wasn't with him. He sent it all over email. I was like, ah.
Oh, yeah, that's cringe. Yeah, because of this franchise, I'll never not supervise someone voice acting.
Was he trying to say Coruscant?
Yeah.
He said Coruscant?
Well, one thing I thought was
Yeah.
funny was in season 3, he said Yakerson. And I'm like, don't you know Chris? That actually kind of surprised me. So I had to spell out how to pronounce Yakerson. And he did that right. And then I hear Kreskin. I was like, oh.
I forgot about that one. Okay. And then I had one last note there. I said, beautiful ending, even if it is a shameless ripoff of Rogue One.
Oh. See, that is fine art. That is fine critic review.
Okay.
Unlike someone.
Dang.
Even though I told you that it was a shameless ripoff.
Well, we'll ignore that part. That's not canon. All right, Cole, take it away.
All right. Back at it again with the Destroying Palmer.
Oh.
In last place, we got Rebel Life Season 1.
Forgive me, I've forgotten not everyone is able to appreciate art as I do.
Wow, that was autism at its finest. That was something. But I disagree. These are doo doo. I'm sorry. Rebel Life 1. Yeah, you can tell this was the first season of your Lego shorts. I really don't have much to say. Ackerson kind of went ahead and already said everything that needs to be said. I'm just not a fan, really. In fifth place, poor egg. In fifth place, Rebel Season 3.
Season 3. Wow, didn't expect that.
Yeah, honestly, I thought the other ones coming up were better than this one. This one just kind of felt like the same stuff. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of just rewatched the other two seasons again. I don't know. It just felt like nothing was different. I don't know. Anyway, I talk about all this in the ranking video.
Well, let's rewatch it and I'll provide some eloquent commentary to change your mind.
Perhaps. Maybe when you come see me.
Oh.
In fourth, I got Rebels 2. I don't mind this season. It's okay. It's okay, but it's not amazing. It just kind of exists. And then in third place, I agree with Yackerson. I think Rebel Season 4 is a lot better than all the other ones. But that being said, I don't know, man. I don't agree with your guys' take on the Clone Wars. Like, I genuinely think the Clone Wars are better than the Rebels. So like, even though Rebel season 4 is great, I prefer the Clone Wars over it. So in second place is Clone Wars season 1. I genuinely enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty fun. And in the ranking video, I talked highly of it. So you can stop your whining. And then in first place, Clone Wars season 2. I had a lot of fun with it. This is the one that Jake was in, right?
Well, he's in both of them.
He was really fun to watch. But I don't know. I think the stop motion improved, and I enjoyed these way more. So yeah.
I gave your Shanny Bird a 10 out of 10.
Oh my gosh.
Here we go again.
All right, all right, all right, all right, all right.
Okay, that was cringe.
What? All right, moving on. We're going to talk about the chess series.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
Here we go.
Yak, right?
Huh?
I think you go first now, right?
I don't know.
Go ahead, because I think I did the Lego first.
Okay. So for the chess videos. All right. In last place with a score of 3.5 out of 10.
Oof.
Chessmas in the Dark.
Heck yeah.
I remember the ranking video. I know you love this one, Steiner, but I'm sorry. It's bad.
Hey, it's okay. We just got to accept it and not complain, right, Josh?
Yeah. It's an opinion. I mean, art is subjective. Thank you for
No,
understanding.
opinions
right.
can be wrong.
So I said, you're playing yourselves. You took your own piece, or Jake did, I think.
Wait, what?
Somebody in the film like takes their own piece, like
Doesn't
in the
make any
chess game.
sense.
Yeah, that it was supposed to be funny. That's why I like it so much, because
But it wasn't funny though. It was just cringe.
That's your opinion.
And then the whole Santa thing was just weird. I did not understand.
Like a fever dream, isn't it?
Yeah, if like the Santa thing was like one of the kids' nightmares or something, I think it would have made a lot more sense.
Actually, you guys just don't know art. That's just what it is.
Yeah, all right.
Well, most critics are film illiterate.
Anyway, so that's Chessmas in the Dark. All right, in third place, with a score of 4.5 out of 10, is Chess in the Cabin.
Oof.
And it's not because I don't like it. I actually kind of do. But at the same time, it's also extreme cringe. Okay, I said cringe but funny and can't hear us that well.
Rip.
That's kind of all I had about it. I mean, it also seems kind of weird when we're shooting because Steiner, you're like going all in when you're shooting, and then I just have this like blank face.
Yeah.
And so we should have like coordinated so that we were doing the same thing, and it would have been better.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. In second place, I said with a score of 5 out of 10, Chess in the Park.
Okay.
I said it's funny. Like most of it is just moderately funny. Like you're kind of just laughing your head. But then the part when Jake steals the skateboard and immediately fails, I die every time.
Yeah, that's
it's
really funny.
so funny. And then
Yeah.
the explosion and the sunglasses on Wilson, I think that was funny too. And then he gets in the car and just peels out. That's fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I marked it down just because it dragged a bit more than I remembered before getting to the fun part. And there's a part where I think it's you on camera, Steiner. You're like laughing behind the camera, and I thought that was cringe.
Okay.
Okay, so that being said, number 1 with a score of 6 out of 10 is Chess in the Desert.
Okay.
I said fun, not much to it. I thought the cinematography was like on another level from the other ones. I mean, it's just a chess video. There's not a lot to it. Uh, I think I'm just in love with the way it ended. How it's just Wilson in the middle of the desert next to a cactus alone,
Yeah,
and he like touches his king and knocks it over, and then it cuts to black.
yeah.
So yeah, that's my thought.
All right, go ahead, Cole.
So I actually almost agree with everything you said except for two. Um, I also put Chessmas in the Dark as the last. I love this film. I think it's really funny, but out of the other ones, like no, it's last. Um, I don't know. I have a good time watching it. I don't know if it's just because when Jake and I were filming it, we were dying laughing. Um, but I have a lot of fun watching it. The him taking his own piece just kills me. Um, and then there's other things in it that kill me too, like when Santa gives Hush money. I think that's so funny. Um, but yeah, I agree. It is definitely the worst out of the rest. I actually like all these videos. That being said, too, but it is the worst out of the rest. Um, Up next, now this is going to be surprising, but in third place, I actually put the original Chess in the Park. Um,
Wow.
yeah, yeah. Here's my reasons. I think it gets a higher place from everyone else just because it's the first. But honestly, like looking back on it, like I don't know, like, and I'll talk about the other ones, but this one, it's first of all, it was a part of a triple skit special on my channel, so it wasn't its own thing. And second of all, like it's not really a short film. It's just like it kind of like breaks the fourth wall, and then you just got like these random memes in it, and like at least in my version has like 50,000 things that I've added to it, and then there's like Titanic going on, and I mean it's funny, but like I don't know, I prefer the simplicity of the other two, and just like the especially Cabin. Cabin is hilarious, but I don't know. This one just seems funny, but like not as funny as the other ones. Um, in second place, I actually put Cabin just because like I think Cabin is hilarious. Like it's cringe, like my shooting, like me like tweaking out while I'm shooting. That's cringe. But honestly, like that video was so funny. I don't want to like say what we say in the video just because it's a little controversial. But like honestly, like I rather watch that because like I die laughing with that instead of just like all the flashy memes of the original. Um, I don't know. I love Chess in the Cabin. I also love how like it starts out with like a fake picture of a cabin. It's just really good. And then I agree with you. I think Chess in the Desert is the best one. Fundamentally, I think at the end of the day, like this one actually feels like a short film. It feels like a band room duel. Like there's no like crazy memes. There's no like outrageous like acting from me where I'm like tweaking out with the gun. It's just simple. Like you got Jake and Hunter in the desert playing next to a cactus. It's such a funny idea. I love when you guys pull up and you're just randomly out there too, which is also kind of funny. Like, why are you guys out there on the car? And I love how Jake just like gets in with you, and Andrew's just like I think that's hilarious. Um, but I don't know. I agree with you. I think this one is actually like a short film, and when Hunter gets left in the dust and he's just sitting there next to a cactus, that's comedic gold. It's visual comedy. So yeah,
I almost agree with uh both of you actually. I'm just one step away. So for me, Chespus in the Dark, that's actually the only one I don't like. I was kind of just confused and bewildered when I watched it. I'm sorry, Cole.
really.
Um, the next one is Chess in the Park. Originally, I had Chess in the Desert lower, but I will say, Cole, you could persuaded me when we did our ranking video, and I agree with you actually. This one's just it's funny as a meme, whereas Chess in the Desert is like an actual like short, and it is fun. I like it. Um, but Chess in the Desert is still my second. I like it.
Really?
I do think it's good, but I gotta be honest with myself. I get a kick out of Cabin every time. I know it's easy for you guys to just say, it's cringe, but I just wholeheartedly love it. I love it. It's so funny.
Dang. Wow. All right. Yeah.
Brett. Oh, yeah.
Oh. All right. What's the next one?
Next one's gonna be Back to the Future.
There's only two, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yak, you did chess. So Cole, you go first.
All right. Well, in last place. I mean, who are we kidding? Do we even need to do this? It's obviously part two. I think part two is not even really a short film, honestly. It's just kind of like a school project I did. But it is really funny and it's really fun, and it does like point out the BS that's going on in Hollywood. So I give it that, but also the production is awful. Like the audio is awful, and it's kind of cringe. I'm not gonna lie. Like I think the production kind of kills it. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, two is the worst one, and then obviously number one, the original Back to the Future. I'm probably gonna re-upload this just because this is iconic. Like this to me, where Chess in the Park is just like kind of too over the top with the memes. This to me is like an example of a video that is a meme, but deserves to be a meme, if that makes sense. Like it's not a meme in a bad way. It's a meme in a epic way. And this one's just iconic. I love this one. Shooting that day was so fun. I'll never forget that day. And it feels like Back to the Future too, even though it really isn't because it's just outrageous, but it does feel like Back to the Future. So yeah, two and then one.
All right, Chris, go ahead.
Okay. I actually had the opposite opinion.
What?
Yeah. I said last place, Back to the Future, The Wrong Era, with a score of 3 out of 10.
Kick him out. Excuse me? All right, elaborate.
I just cringed like the whole way through.
That's crazy.
Dang.
Let's see. I had some good things about it. Andrew Mitchum is perfect as Marty.
Yeah, I don't know why, but he is.
Yeah.
Let's see. I mean, you got the part where you like go to the wrong era, and then you need some Coca-Cola, but then you just kill some guys and leaves. You just leave without getting any Coca-Cola. So I guess you didn't actually need it. And then the part where Andrew just like kills everybody, I just thought was so cringe.
Oh, dang.
I thought it just made no sense. It's nothing like Marty.
Well, now I feel kind of stupid for like being so cocky about this.
That sucks to get dumped on, doesn't it?
You
Sorry,
just can't let go of the Legos, can you?
Okay. All right. And then, so obviously in first place is Back to the Future Part 2. Not because of the first half of the video, because I agree that was pretty cringe. It's the second half, because the video was like 2 in 1.
Yeah.
The second half where Jake is like driving. No, not Jake. I think it was you. You were driving the Uber, and you just hit some guy. But it turns out that it's a time machine. So I gave this one a 4.5 out of 10 because I actually thought that was a really cool concept.
Yeah.
Even though Jake like completely phoned in his acting, like this is one of his worst performances.
Really?
Yeah, which isn't saying much because he gives a lot of great performances. But yeah,
Cole, are you gonna re-upload both of them or just the first one?
Just the first one.
You could re-upload the second one, just the second half.
Why?
I don't know.
What we should do is remake it.
oh,
So I agree with Cole on this one. Yeah, I'm gonna go part two and then part one is the better one. I don't know. I mean, I know we probably ranked it higher in our ranking video than we should have. I don't know if I agree with a 3 out of 10 though. I mean, I had a blast
Yeah.
watching that one. I had a blast making it, and I had a blast showing people and rewatching it. I know your
Yeah.
camera didn't have a blast, but
Yeah,
No, your camera got blasted.
yeah. Honestly, I probably gave it like an entire point lower just because of that.
what?
Bray.
So I mean, yeah, it's like personal stuff. So I might have been too harsh.
So the next franchise we're going to talk about is
Oh,
ah, the Gunman.
All
You,
right.
you like that banner, Cole?
oh, heck yeah.
If you guys want, I'll send you all these banners I made.
I appreciate that.
So I'll go first on this one then, because Cole, you did Back to the Future, right?
Yeah.
So, um, this ranking was actually pretty simple for me. I'm gonna be honest. So, I mean, I agree with you, Yak. It's kind of the same premise as when it comes to a couple others of these. It's like sometimes the short straw just has to be drawn. It doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. I put 1 at the worst. Originally, I used to think 2 was the worst, but after rewatching them for the ranking video, I'm like, you know what? Like, I kind of like the way 2 ends as to opposed to 1. It's a little choppy for me.
Mhm.
Plus, I don't think the production is just there yet on the first couple. But I like the ending of 2, so that's why I put 2 next. And then 3, yeah, I don't know why, but I really love Hunter in this episode, this series. I don't know why, but I really like him as in this role. And I think he plays it well. And I like the way that the third one ends with the battle. And then the second one is gonna go number 4. I mean, you can't beat that opening sequence. It's just awesome. I love all that, just like the sound effects and like you hear like the gunshots and the blinking,
Oh,
and then you're looking at the hand with the blood and the escape and Jake like running out of there like Rumpelstiltskin, and I love it. I love that opening scene. And yeah, the rest of it is pretty good too. The horse that's pretty cool, but that opening scene is my favorite. That might be my favorite Gunman part. I don't know. And
mm,
then, I mean, who are we kidding, guys? Which is funny actually, because it's airing now as we're recording this. But when this comes out, it'll have already been out for a week. But who are we kidding? Number 5 is the best. Well, I shouldn't speak presumptuously. To me, I think number 5 is the best. That's what I get for
yeah.
speaking presumptuously. Um, yeah, I think number 5 is just pretty good. It's got that blend too of newer production value now that we shot some of it recently after you guys have both been through school, and it's edited well, the music is good, and the cinematography, even just the most of what we shot in 2020 is pretty good. Using Nick's camera was pretty good. You guys both gave great performances in it. I love it. The only thing I don't like about it is the fact that unfortunately, because I was so involved with you guys in the 5th one, that I couldn't watch it as a fan. That's the only downturn. But yeah, that's my Gunman ranking. Um, who goes next?
I don't know.
Cole, I think. I think Yak, normally you go last when I go first.
Okay.
Sure.
So I still don't really understand why you put 1. I mean, I agree with your take on like, oh, unfortunately, I got to draw the short end of the stick because I love them all too, but I don't really understand the putting 1 at the last place. I think 1, or here, let me just say this. I put 2 as number 5 just cuz like I feel like 2 doesn't have a lot of substance like 1 does. I
That's
think
funny
1
because
is
your
just
viewers feel opposite.
yeah, I don't know why that. I think it's the thumbnail, honestly. I don't know why. Um, but I think 1 is just really, or sorry, 2 is shorter than the others, and after that opening scene, it kind of just drags on a little bit. Like we're just walking and talking, and then we just show up to a place, and it's like, okay, that's it. Like I don't know. In 1, like there's a lot going on. Like we, and that's actually the next one. My number 4 is 1. Um, we start out with Yak getting his brother killed. He gets taken in. There's a fight scene. They travel. They talk some more. There's another like um, little fight between them, like verbally, which I really like. And then they find water, and I think it's cool because I know you say that it kind of ends abruptly, but I don't know. I think it's like, oh, we'll set up camp here, and there you go. That's it. Like I think it ends fine. Um, three, I was gonna put episode three originally, like maybe in second place, but obviously we can't because four and five are way better. But I actually really love three. Three is, I don't know why, but like it flows so well. The opening is really cool where we decided to shoot. The monologue with Hunter is awesome, and that ending fight scene is chef's kiss. Like I love that fight scene. I love three, and three is actually Kira's favorite, one of her favorites too. Um, my second place is episode four. I agree with you. That beginning is phenomenal. The horse is awesome. We really like upgrade here with this one. Um, and I just love the story. Like I love where it goes. Four is just really fun. It flows well. And then I agree with Josh. Like, who are we kidding? Like, we just released a new one, and I actually just got a text from Jake saying, like, yeah, they just keep getting better and better, and he probably agrees with me too. Episode five is my favorite as well. I just think it's the best. Um, it's crazy how much we've improved, and I think the story is really cool. I'm not going to spoil anything because it just aired, but um, I love the set locations. I love the ending. I love five. So I agree with Josh on that.
All right, Yak. I want to see.
All
Yeah, I'm
right.
excited to see what Yak thinks of this.
All right. You might be surprised by this. All right. In last place with a score of 6 out of 10, episode 1.
Dang.
Yeah. This is the only one that I think I actually had like a tough time getting through.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I was surprised. I thought I would get through it easier. But the fact is, it just isn't quite up to the production standard of the other ones. Like, there's some stuff we hadn't figured out yet. And then there's the dialogue. I thought the dialogue was actually straight up awful. Like, personally, I think that's a running problem we have with the Gunman films is they just have like not good dialogue. But episode 1 has it the worst.
Okay.
And also the Gunman's absolutely just a jerk in this one.
I am a jerk in that one.
All right. In fourth place with a score of 6.5 is episode 2. The audio at the beginning is all weird. Despite being the shortest one, I thought that it dragged.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Steiner makes some good points about how it like not a lot happens. But the ending is probably one of our best cliffhanger endings. How we just have this swelling, ominous music, and then Jake goes, "Welcome to Sanctuary," and then the music swells some more, and it cuts to credits, and you're so excited for number 3. Which brings me neatly along to third place with a score of 7 out of 10, episode 3. This one, I don't have a lot of comments for that one, but I do say Wilson's best performance, question mark?
I think so.
I'd like to erase the question mark. I think that is his best performance.
Yeah, that was crazy.
He finally topped Daywalkers.
To this day, I don't understand how he did that. That was crazy.
Yeah. I mean, we wrote like a basic thing for him, but then he kind of just improv half of that.
He just also remembered it. I don't get that.
Yeah.
Kudos to
remember
him.
He stumbled a couple times, and those are some of the things that I covered over with the B-roll shots of the explosion and stuff. But it was just really good. I also noted that despite the fact that this film is like 90% talking, it's actually really good and well paced.
Yeah. That's because of Hunter. That's because he made it flow well, which is crazy.
It is.
Yeah.
And then you guys already said this, but I'll say it anyway. The end fight scene is wonderful. It's a shame, kind of, that we couldn't have finished it the way we originally wanted it to be finished, but the way we finished it here is still so great.
Honestly, I hate to cut you off, but honestly, like I'm glad that the cops showed up because the new ending is Chef's Kiss. Like what we did with 4 or 5, and now with 6. Yeah, I'd much rather have this.
Maybe, maybe not, but I don't know. The ending that we have for 3 is way better than the ending we would have had. I'll say that much at least.
Yeah.
All right. Now, in second place, with a score of 7.2 out of 10, episode 4. Rewatching it, it wasn't as good as I'd remembered, and I almost put it in third and put episode 3 in second.
Same, same.
But nevertheless, second place, I said one of the best openings ever, if not the best opening.
Yeah.
I mean, all the other ones I've mentioned, Rodder 2, Mission Impossible 2, this one is up there and may well beat them in
Yeah.
terms of the best opening.
I agree.
I mean, it has some of the bad dialogue problems still. There's a couple scenes where it has bad ADR, like the part after you carry me to the cot and you set me down and you're like, "What were you thinking?"
Yeah.
Some of that audio was just bad. But overall, it's a really good film. We get some new locations. We actually do some like character building for, for Preston and for Lucius. And I mean, in the previous 2, we get like in the previous one we get to know a little bit about Lucius, but this one, Lucius really gets to actually shine as a character.
Yeah.
All right, and then that brings me to obviously first place, episode 5, with a score of 8 out of 10. I think that might be the highest score I gave anything in this entire thing.
Dang.
I said much better. Preston is finally cool. It's just the fight scene with the cannibals is like it's quirky, and I think that's a good thing. I don't know.
So
There isn't a lot to say. It's just so good.
wait, so your ranking is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, yes, it is. I think we got better at Gunman with every film.
I agree.
Very cool.
All right, and the next one we're gonna talk about is the Commander.
Oh yeah, I've been looking forward to this one.
Who went first on Gunman? Was that me?
Yeah.
Okay, so Chris, go ahead. We'll let you go first on this one.
Okay, all right. I said in last place, bearing in mind that I love all of these, with a score of 5.8 out of 10, is The Commander Returns. I mean, I think they're all good, but I think compared to each other, this one is the weak one. There's the part where I have Joint as a hologram in the middle of the spaceport. It's supposed to be a wanted poster, but it's not actually clear that that's what I did. I don't know. There's just not like a lot of big character moments and stuff like some of the others. So yeah, last place. Sixth place is The Commander Part 2. Again, there's not a lot that happens here, but I also love it for some of the other things. Like you actually get to see Order 66 from like a bird's eye view,
Mhm.
which is really unique that like they've never done before. I love the dramatic irony of all these things happening because you know us as viewers are super familiar with all the events of Revenge of the Sith, and you get to watch them unfold from someone in the universe far away, and I just think that's very fun. Oh yeah, and then I said that it was very convenient that Joint happened to decide to do a level 5 brain scan.
I thought the same thing too.
Yeah. When he says that, it becomes very obvious that I did some intensive research on the episodes before writing it. All right, in fifth place is the first one, Commander Part 1, with a score of 6.2 out of 10. Um, I wasn't very happy with my Kenobi impression in that one. I know that I've done better in other ones. One thing that I really like this one is that uh, I portray both sides of the war as competent. All right, fourth place. The commander escapes with a score of 6.5 out of 10. I marked it down for like some pointless dialogue between Joint and Tech Sergeant, but then I love the epic scene between Barker and Redburn when he confronts Barker in the other room, and they have this discussion about the morality of the war, and I love that scene. All right, in third place is The Commander Part 3 with a score of 7 out of 10. I love the scene with Sidious. I said that it was gold. I just love the way that Palpatine just when he calls Palpatine and Palpatine just flips everything against him. I love my characterization of Barker in this episode, and then I love what I did with the end battle scene. I just thought it was so fun to see them back at it. In second place, I think this one might be a little divisive based on what you guys have said in the past, but The Commander's Destiny with a score of 7.5 out of 10. I really love this one. For me, even though it's like 9 minutes, I find it super rewatchable. I love the opening scene. Slew provides a threat. Like, he's actually a threat. I love that we see Redburn's character arc come full circle. Yeah, I love the battle scenes. All right, and then first place with a score of 8 out of 10. I said The Commander's Foe. I just love this one so much. It has my favorite battle scene in it. It has a completely original set piece. I don't know. Maybe I'm a little uh, biased on this one because of the insane work I put into the set pieces, but nevertheless, I love it. One thing that I didn't like about that is that I used the establishing shot of like the Super Star Destroyer, and I was kicking myself after that, really wishing I had taken the still of the grayed out Venator classes instead.
Didn't dawn on me at first, but I thought about that later on. I'm like, wait a second.
Yeah, because I think I do use the shot of the grayed out Venator classes in the last one. So yeah, I love that. One of Joint's squad like actually dies, and so you see that Joint is not actually invincible, and I establish Slew as a dangerous villain. So yeah,
All right, cool.
All right.
What's your take?
I want to be honest with you, and I'm genuinely serious too. I honestly think that the ranking is the way they came out. I genuinely think that. I think they each get better by each ranking. I know that makes it nice and easy and quick, but I'm just being honest. Like I think from the first one all the way to the last one, like you can tell the difference in the quality, especially when you start doing green screen. That blew me away. Um, as for the story, I mean, I don't really. I mean, I should look at it more like that, but at the same time, like this is a Lego stop motion. Like I'm gonna give it credit for like the production more. I don't know. I just look at production a little bit higher with this, but I genuinely do think like from one to what is there 7?
yeah.
Yeah.
I think each one got a lot better, and yeah, I mean short and sweet, but 1 through 7 is my ranking.
So, I kind of had a similar approach as Cole. Um, I think that clearly, like production. Well, so I mean, I should say like it's hard for me to like try to think about them individually because I think when I first watched these, it was like I watched 1 through 3, and then I watched like the last couple when they came out, and then like that was years ago, and now watching them all again, like I was grading it initially when we were doing the ranking video as a unit, so it's kind of harder for me to like break them down individually because I see them as a unit. So I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
well, if I'm looking at it story wise, I'm like, and I've talked about my thoughts on the story, so I'm like there's little cool moments in each one, but then an overarching one, it's like I can't knock a specific one for that, from my opinion, because I don't necessarily, you know, wholeheartedly love the whole overarching story. So I'm like, well, let's look at it production wise. Production wise, I agree with Cole that there's a clear evolution production wise over time. I still put one at the bottom, and then I actually put seven at the bottom just because those are the only two that I had singular issues that I could pick out. I don't really care for the way it ends. I know I've said that in the ranking video, but if I'm being honest, I don't really care for how it ends. And then I know we can like, we could run circles around this issue because we could each point out so many different small flaws in each of our series. And I don't know why this one bugs me, but it does. The Obi-Wan Mandalore thing, I don't know why, but that irritates me. So that's why I put that one lower anyway. And then I just went 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I think 6 was your Mustafar one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was phenomenal production. You
Yeah, that
can't get
was.
enough credit for that. That was really well done on your behalf on that. I can't praise production on that effort enough.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
All
So
right.
I know. Sorry, we didn't break them down for you. I know that part of you probably wanted that, and I wish I could have given that to you. But at the same time, it's harder to view them. For me, like as an audience fan point, audience standpoint, it was harder to view them individually as opposed to as a unit.
No, I mean I get that. Like we did your My Lego Rebel Life by season, and if you
Mhm.
wanted me to like take each episode from one of the seasons and rank them, I'd be in a similar boat, probably
Yeah.
worse.
So that's the Commander. But now we'll move on to our last franchise ranking we're going to discuss. The greatest trilogy of all time.
Oh.
Hell yeah, I agree actually.
So
Oh.
good that I had to put one of the best DVD images that will ever be known to this planet on here.
Yeah, that's a
Oh.
good DVD. Yep.
Who did Commander? Was that you, Chris? You went first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went
Yeah.
first.
All right, Cole, take it away on the Buckaroo trilogy.
Woo! I'm
Oh.
really excited. All right. In last place, I think we all saw this coming. Buckaroo 3. I think Buckaroo 3 is hilarious, but um I think it's also just really stupid at the same time. Um that ending though, that ending is iconic with like the what is it like? Not the trailer, but the credits. The credits.
Holiday Road.
Yeah, I love that. I love when Kyle is like, "You're a." I'm not gonna say it, but yeah, I always get a laugh out of that. My second place, Chris. I know you're gonna hate me. Buckaroo won. I'm sorry. I know you're gonna hate me. You can take me out now. I don't know, man. Like I in the ranking videos, I gave this one. I made sure to give the credit where credit is due because it looks good. It's a funny enough story, but the thing that brings it down for me is in Buckaroo 2, like clearly we're just joking around. In this one, like I think what makes it cringe is that it's supposed to be serious. Like you're lassoing a truck. Like I just don't understand it. Like you're the character is hiding from a truck, but like it's not gonna go anywhere. It's just sitting there, and then like the dude is like this, and he's waiting for your rope, and I hate that. It like breaks the fourth wall. Like why is he waiting for it? Like does he want to get roped? Like or does he want to get lassoed? Um,
Now, see, that's the thing that I don't get, though, is that you think that it's a serious film. Buckaroo was never supposed to be serious.
Well, so I think to articulate it from our point of view, it's more so the approach of like, so like in the second one, it's just me the whole time, right? And I'm screwing around, and then in the third one, it's me, and then Kyle's like, oh yeah, he's autistic. Whereas like in the first one, you have like you doing the same thing, kind of screwing around, but then you have the other guy who's like acting as if he was in any one of our other videos. If he wasn't in there, I guess I could see your argument for parody or like kind of screwing around. But I think from at least like from my perspective watching it, that's why I'm like, well, to me watching this, I see this is supposed to be like taking itself seriously because the guy is taking this seriously. If he was like, I guess that's the approach that I took it from.
Yeah, like I don't know. To me, this feels like it's supposed to be a film. Like the other ones are clearly not supposed to be a film. They're just supposed to be like stupid. But with this one, it's like you advertise it as a film. It looks like a film. Like the quality is like amazing.
Yeah, it's. I
But
mean, the quality of the camera looks good. I'll say that.
I just think like I don't know. I just can't get behind to me the seriousness. I know you don't agree with that, but to me, I just can't get behind it. I think the fact that it takes itself so seriously, in my opinion, ruins it. But with Buckaroo too, I genuinely love this. Like when we were there in Utah, that was so funny. I was dying laughing. You just on the dinosaur, like it's funny because you're like taking all the qualities from the first Buckaroo and you're just like memeing it. Like you're not making fun of it, but you're like using it to like just like have a good time. And I don't know. I love that one. And then the car at the end, like it's just I think it's nostalgia for me. Like the memories of that trip could be also a factor too. But yeah, I love watching this one.
All right, Chris, take it away. I know you're gonna disagree with us, but take it away.
You know me too well. All right, in last place with a score of 0.1 out of 10 is Buckaroo 3.
Okay.
I have nothing good to say about it except that the effort to upload it was there.
Dang, that's crazy.
All right. In second place with a score of 2 out of 10, Buckaroo 2 the Buckwill.
The Buckwheel.
I said Cole laughing is funny but also cringe. The addition of the car scene makes no sense. Also, it's vertical video, which is extreme cringe. And then the previously montage is pointless other than trying to make itself relevant. So, yeah. All right. So, obviously, in first place, Buckaroo with a score of 7 out of 10.
Okay.
I said A-tier cinematography, still funny. Editing is a little choppy.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so my take on Buckaroo actually matches Cole's.
Rip.
Yeah, I mean, I like all three of these honestly. As much fun as they are to poke fun at, I think I do deep down like all of them. I when it comes to the third one, I love the ending montage, but the actual like content itself is kind of hard for me personally to sit through. Um, Buckaroo 2, like I said, like I mean it's fun to watch, but it's fun to watch because I'm laughing at it as opposed to like enjoying it genuinely, if that makes sense. Whereas like the second one, like it's at the very beginning, like it tells you it's a parody, and so that kind of like changes the rules going in. And unlike the third one, it's like to me, it's wholeheartedly through and through just enjoyable. Like I had a fun time watching the whole thing. I mean, what's the situation, Captain? And then I don't know. I guess the car shot was just to try to throw Isaiah in there somehow because he's never been in a video. So I was like, what the heck? Then yeah, that's Buckaroo. The Buckaroo trilogy. I just like. I think out of all the DVD covers I made, that is actually one of my favorite ones.
It is a good looking cover.
Either that or
Oh,
the Galaxy War,
no,
just
that's epic.
for the fact of or the effort of the Galaxy War.
Wait, did you already make a Gunman cover?
I did.
Dang, I wonder if I can make one for you with all of them in it.
You could, but I don't know. I
All
like
right.
mine.
Oh,
I mean, it's a John Movies produced DVD.
that's true.
So now we ranked all the franchises we made. Now let's rank them against each other.
All right. Dang!
And look what got a bottom tier all to itself.
That is
Yay!
epic.
Me and you stretched out.
But unfortunately, we can't fit it all on the screen. Okay, wait, who took Buckaroo?
Steiner.
Yeah.
Steiner did.
Okay, so I'll take the franchises! So I'm going to preface this by saying this was actually really hard to rank them all.
Yeah.
Like, this could honestly, like, change at any given day. I don't know if this is really an objective opinion. This is just kind of what I ended up throwing at the wall. I re-looked at it again, changed one or two things, and I'm like, all right, that's what's sticking. So hate me all you want, love me all you want, whatever. I don't care. I'm sticking with what I said, and I'll defend it. Maybe. I will say this though: the last two were actually pretty easy for me to rank, and then the best one was actually easy for me to rank. I said the worst one was Galaxy War. So,
Oh.
I mean, if people like Galaxy War, that's okay. I just compared to everything else, eh. And then I mean, I'm gonna say the next one just because I'll talk to these hand in hand. So I said Galaxy Wars was the worst, and Momo was next. And the reason, because I could see that going either way, but I think the main reason was because Galaxy War was never finished. If Galaxy War was finished, especially with the scripts that I wrote for 4 and 5, and if I'd carried them out more or less, I would have put Galaxy War above. But just the fact that Galaxy War never really got finished, whereas like Momo, I feel like, yeah, I mean they both kind of started out not really knowing what they were meant to be, but then Momo got reinforced by those prequels, and then it's got a bookend at least, as much as I'm sure we all agree the conclusion was pretty unsatisfying, it still at least got a conclusion. And you could argue that there's some nostalgia in there and there's some sort of like sentiment in it at least. Whereas yeah, Galaxy War never got a conclusion. Next, I'm gonna put. I feel bad saying this. This is like these next like 8 I really couldn't figure out, and I feel bad saying this just because like I guess these next couple really like are they even really franchises? And unfortunately, one drew the short straw, and I don't want you to think this means I hate it because I don't, but I'm gonna put the Commander next. Just because like
What?
Oh.
I mean, it's like
What?
I don't know. Is it really a franchise
Ouch.
or is it one
Yeah?
series?
Yeah, it's a
Um,
franchise?
I mean, if My Lego Rebel Life is, then
well,
Commander
but
sure
My
is.
Lego Rebel Life is 2 series and they have multiple seasons, whereas this is 7 small installments.
It's still an IP.
That's more installments than like Mission Impossible.
Yeah. Are
Yeah.
you stupid?
But then also there's the fact too that like I've talked about like I don't personally like enjoy the story. So like I said, I don't want you to think putting them low means I don't like them because that's not the case. The only two that I thought were really Tom Nook. The only two that I thought were really deserving of a low place were Momo and Galaxy War. So I don't want you to think that me putting everything else low means that they deserve it. It's just unfortunately one had to draw the short straw. Trust me, I stared over this for like a half hour. I could not. I couldn't. I'm not. I couldn't get happy with any way I arranged these. Next I threw Harry Potter in.
What? Dude, you're not allowed to watch Bad Batch.
Well, guess what I'm gonna do on Wednesday? The reference behind that joke, Jackerson, just so you know, because we've talked about that a couple times, was because one day I walked up to Cole and I said, why does everybody genuinely love Luke Skywalker and freak out at Luke Skywalker? And he said, okay, you're not allowed to watch Bad Batch. Because this was before the Bad Batch premiere came out. And I said, well, you want to come over to my house and watch Bad Batch? He goes, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I guess part of it also stems from like my enjoyment too, right? Like, I like the first one, but like Band Room Duel isn't really connected to it at all. Whereas, like, you look at the Galaxy War spin-offs, and those are at least connected. They may have different characters, but there's at least some sort of thematicness to it. And then I don't care too much for the second one. I still respect you on all the production efforts that went into it, but I didn't care for the final product too much. Next, I put Back to the Future, and that mainly stems from the fact that I just wholeheartedly love that first one. If I didn't love that first one as much as you did, I probably would have put that above Momo. Um, in fact, actually, as I was about to say all these, I almost lowered Back to the Future between Momo and the Commander, but I couldn't because I just love the first one so much. Next I said Buckaroo, and I think a lot of that stems from the fact that, like, yeah, you could say that these are like dumb videos, and you could say that these are just kind of like jokes and memes, all of them, but they at least like they end on a little bow. You know, it's got the nice little neat bow where it's got the montage of all the pictures, and it's over for now, at least until Disney buys it, which might be in the works. Um, the next one I said was I put the Star Wars ones just because, like, as much as I love them, like, are they really like a franchise? I mean, yeah, obviously Fool's Gambit and it's got a sequel, but the Bounty is like its own. I mean, it's only in here because they're all Star Wars, right? So like, as much as like I think the installments are okay, I just don't think that you can look at that as a franchise and say that's as coherent or good as maybe some of the ones up above. That would be my argument on that. As much as I enjoy the individual installments. Um, next I put Mission Impossible. Um, Look, I mean, I don't love all of the Mission Impossibles, but also looking at it as like a franchise too, like there's some connective tissue and you can kind of draw that line through. Like, yeah, I know three ends and it's supposed to be the end of the trilogy, but you don't say it's the end. Cole just goes, "Yeah, I'm just taking a quick break." And then you interrupt that break with just the sister, right? But you don't focus on Cole. Cole's still on his break. You know, you've got the sister, and then you take it back to the fifth one. We're back to our two main characters, and it tries to tie everything together, right? You get Zach from 2 and 3, you get Jake from 4, and 5. So in that aspect, that's why I put that where I did. Um, am I up to date with? Okay, yeah. And then next I said indie. Um, I mean I don't think I love the Indiana Jones installments as much as you guys do, but also looking at it too, like they still tell a nice coherent trilogy. I think that was a one of our better examples of continuity where it's like we killed off Yak as the Nazi soldier. So he's not back in, but Andrew survived, so he's still around, you know. Like you guys did pretty good at like making sure the only Nazi soldier who was there again in the third one was Andrew. Um, and I really like the nice little bow that the scene with Hunter at the end places on it, and it ties all three together in a nice little trilogy. So from that aspect, that's why I put that where I did. Um, Next I put Batman. Um, Look, I mean, I know they're easy to pick on, right? Especially, you know, maybe half of these, but then I also think at the same time it's kind of cool that we carved out our own little Batman verse, and you know, there's these connected dots that we draw back and what on. Um, the one thing that I think that Mission Impossible and Indiana Jones, and I guess you could say Buckaroo even did better, was a final installment. Well, and shoot, even the Commander. Actually, I think all of these except for Galaxy War did better than Batman in the sense of the finale. To me, just me personally, 6 doesn't feel like a finale. You could say it was produced better, that's fine, but the story doesn't feel like a final one to me. Whereas you look at most of these other ones, you look at Momo, you look at the Commander, you look at Buckaroo and Mission and Indy, like they all have a clear ending. But that being said, like Batman is still a gargantuan of a franchise, so you know I still got to give it some sort of respect for that. Um, Next, actually, I'm gonna go with the Rodderverse, and as easy as it is to crap on some of these, I shouldn't have said crap. As easy it is to dump on some of these and criticize them, and as much as I do criticize some of them, I gotta give you respect, Yak. It's like as much as we criticized you for kind of drawing all these together with legends, at the same time, like you took your own original stories. Like, all these are original. Not a single one is a ripoff. You took your own original stories and you literally carved out your own little verse. Like, were they executed great? No, most of them at least, I think. But like story wise, like if you remade these, like obviously as we've seen with Object of the Unknown, like better resources made them better. And I give you respect. I think that's really cool that you pulled out your own you carved out your own little universe, and whether for good or for not, like it's still cool that it exists. And one of my funnest DVDs I made was the Rodderverse DVD, just like the complete collection of the Rodderverse. As much as I don't like some of the installments, it's just cool that it exists. I guess to quote Cole, to wrap it up, one thing Cole once told me about Momo is like, I don't really like a lot of these, but it's cool that they exist. And I would say the same for Rodderverse. I don't like some of them, but it's really cool that they exist. So good job to you on that. I want to give you props. You earned it. I got to put that in the category. You're going to hate me for this next one. And to that I say, okay, put it on your ranking wherever you will. But like we've talked about in my ranking video, like I made these for me and they satisfy a lot of what I wanted out of it. So of course I'm gonna have some high love for them. But if you guys put them much lower, I get it. I'm not gonna hold it against you. But don't hold it against me. I put the My Lego Life franchise next. Hey, I made I mean, let's be honest, right? I made it for me, so of course I'm gonna resonate with it a lot more than you guys did. And I do want to give you a thanks on that, Cole, for pointing that out to me. That like, hey, I made this for me, and that's okay, and it's okay if others don't like it as much as me. But it's also okay that I love it. I mean, it's this whole little show. I mean, you got right here like 4 hours worth of content, right? And its whole little story with all these characters, and yeah, I like it. I think it draws up rather nicely with its little bow at the end of season 4, and the Clone Wars just further adds to those mythos. And next, I said the chess videos. Now, this may be shocking, and I questioned myself a couple times on
That's
this.
very shocking.
But the
Yeah.
reason why was because if I look at all of them, I actually I think per capita, individual installment, I enjoyed the most of these. Like 3 out of 4 of these, I just genuinely love. And I think if I looked at actually don't look at that. um, yeah, I genuinely love Chess in the Cabin. I love Chess in the Desert. I love Chess in the Park. I don't love Chessmas in the Dark, but whatever. And then next I put the Gunman, let's be realistic. Like, this is an original series. One of what? What's original on here besides that? One of 3 original series. And I think it obviously came out a lot better than the other 2 original series. I think it's just a great original story. This is obviously like one of the last things you guys have all worked on together, so it's going to be better production wise. I think it shows, and I'm excited to finish this with you guys. So
Yep.
hate me all you want. That's my ranking, and you know what? I'm bloody well proud of it.
Well, you shouldn't be.
Oh!
That ranking was atrocious.
Mine is gonna be
Oh,
so different.
Yeah, so
yeah.
is mine.
This was kind of why I'm glad we're doing this opinion wise instead of
Oh, debating?
agreement wise. Yeah, we'd be here all night on just this.
That's the truth.
All right, go ahead, Cole. We'll take it away, and then we'll have Yak go.
All right, so with your ranking, I thought you were starting out strong. I was like, oh, okay, like this is actually correct. But of course, it's egg, and the opinions just went south real quick.
Sad thing is, I'll tell my wife all about this later, and she'll probably end up agreeing with you.
Well, yeah.
Oof.
Oh.
Yeah, I agree. Galaxy War dead last. I mean, I hate to do it too because I know this was the first ever thing you ever worked on, so obviously it's just going to be last because of that. I mean, there's really no other. It's you were 13. I mean, what else can you say? Um, Next in place is Darth Momo for sure. Yeah, like there's so many installments of Darth Momo, and it's just annoying. The series is just annoying, to be honest with you. Like every installment just feels like it shouldn't exist, and the story is confusing and not really that great. I don't really care for them, but like you said, I'm glad that they exist. Um, After that, I'm actually gonna put Buckaroo.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I think Buckaroo is awful, like the trilogy. I think the first and second one obviously are fun, but compared to everything else, like yeah, no, like this belongs at the bottom. Um, After Buckaroo, I'm actually gonna go with Back to the Future. Surprisingly, just because there's only two, and the other one is not really that great. So I mean, compared to everything else, I can't really like put it above everything else because it's not really fair. Um, so after Back to the Future, I'm actually and you might be mad at me, Josh, but I'm gonna go ahead and put your Lego stuff
that's
right
okay,
next to.
because opinions are or art is subjective, and that's your opinion.
Well, no. um, yeah, I've never liked. Well, I mean, I shouldn't say I've never liked. I appreciate them, and there's great moments, but I just I can't get behind them. Like I don't know if it's just because of the extremely bad production, or if it's just like the cliche story that I've seen a million times. Um, I know there's so much content too, which is why it's hard to put it so low, but I don't know, man. I'd rather watch less content that's like a little bit more enjoyable than more content that's just kind of. But that's just me. Um, After that, I actually put the chess series. After that, I think I agree with your opinion on it, Josh. Like they're fun to watch and they're original. Like I like all four, so that's also a plus. But compared to everything else, like I know there's less installments in other franchises, but to be honest, like I don't know, like I actually kind of quite like it, even though there's more installments. But after that, this is where it starts to get weird. After that, I actually put Batman. Um, Now Batman, I don't know. I mean, realistically, I only see two that are actually like good. The rest are just, to me, either awful or just like, eh. Like, I don't know. Like 1 and 6 are great, and if it was just 1 and 6, I think this would be in the top three. But because of all the others and just how mid some of them are, yeah, I'd rather watch some of the other franchises that have like installments. Um, After Batman, I put Mission. Mission Impossible, same thing. Like, there's a lot of installments, but honestly, like, let's be real. I only like 3, 5, and 1. Like, the other two are awful, and 1 is really not that good anyway. And really, neither is 3. but but um, I really enjoy that last one, and the third one is just like a special place in my heart with Lance and everything. So to me, it's higher. Um, After Mission, I put Indiana Jones. I think this is just a really sweet little perfect trilogy. I don't think it's insulting at all. I think all three of them are fun. Um, and I just think it's easier to watch. Like I rather watch Indy than watch all the Batmans. You know, like all the missions. Like I think Indy's just a lot easier to get through, and they're just better put together, and they like work better as like a trilogy. Um, After Indy, I'm gonna put Star Wars. Um, I think the first one and Bounty are are good, and that last one is amazing. So I don't know. I think it's the same thing as Indy, right? Like it's a trilogy. I know the Bounty has nothing to do with the other two, but honestly, like I think all three are really great, and they're like objectively they're probably better than Indiana Jones. So that's why I put it higher. Um, After Star Wars, I actually put Harry Potter. I think the two Harry Potter movies are phenomenal. Even though I don't really like two as much as the first one, I think two is still really good. And I know the band room duel isn't a part of the trilogy, but if we're looking at it as a franchise, then those three films are phenomenal. Like I'd rather watch Bannerroom Duel and the other two Harry Potter movies, than all the other ones I mentioned. Like I just think it's short, fun, easy to watch. Um, After that, I put The Commander. I think The Commander is a great original series. That's why I was shocked when he put it so low. Like I genuinely really like this story. I thought the effects were great, the editing was great, and the story was great. So, and giving it props for being original too. Like I think it deserves to be up that top anyway, just because it's original. I mean, look at our slate; they're all either inspired by Star Wars, or they're a parody. So, yes, this one is inspired by Star Wars, but I think it's original. So I don't know, it's great. Um, Number two is the Rodderverse. I also put this one high just because I don't know. Like again, it's original. Like I mean, it's got a lot of content, and a lot of them are not that bad. Like Alex, the three films they have a lot of issues, but I mean, I give them credit. As much as I don't like Legends, like once you watch all of them together, it is kind of funny to see them all together. Like I feel like if you were to show someone that, it'd be kind of funny to like see the reaction.
Well, one thing
Um,
I think about Legends too is like it works as like the finale of the Rodderverse. Like whether you like Legends or not, like it's looking at that whole as like a series, it puts the bow on it.
yeah, and again, like I think objectively, I know you ranked this Josh emotionally, clearly, but I ranked this like objectively. I think the Rodderverse, should be on top of all the parodies just because, like, you know, and there's a lot to offer too. So, and the number one, I mean, Chris, if this isn't your number one, I don't know, man. I don't know what you're doing, but
You'll
the
find out.
Gunman, man, the Gunman is number one. Just the fact that it's original, the fact that it is so fun. Like I genuinely, I know I was telling you guys this earlier today. I genuinely love the character, and it's not just because I'm playing him. Like I don't know why, but this series is so unique, and we put a lot of love and soul into it. There's so many locations. There's so many story elements. I don't know, man. The Gunman's awesome. It's an awesome original story, and it's a six-parter. It's like Star Wars. It's got six films.
Plus three more.
So I
No.
love the Gunman. So that's my ranking.
Okay, now I'm excited to see Chris, I'm excited to see your list.
All right. I took mine like mostly mathematically. So as I was going, I told you I gave like each film a rank. So for the franchises, I basically took an average of all the rankings. And then I tweaked them a little bit if I thought they needed to be higher or lower. Okay. Oh, and then I also wrote the little blurbs for each one. So in last place, with a score of 1 out of 10, is Galaxy War.
Yeah.
See, I said, in general, Galaxy War suffers from bad acting, non existent production value, bad audio, and most of the dialogue ripped straight from various Star Wars films.
Sounds like the Rotten Tomatoes review.
Yeah, it's kind of what I was going for. I was going for like a critic review sound.
Ah, it's cool. I like it. I mean, I got destroyed, but I still like it.
Okay, so in second to last place, no surprise, is with a score of 2 out of 10, The Adventures of Darth Momo. I said, with mediocre production value, most of these are a tough watch.
Yep.
All right. 12th place. I agree, Steiner. Buckaroo with a score of 3 out of 10. You might not agree with what I say about it, though. A quality one-off bogged down by two irrelevant sequels with nothing to offer.
Dang.
I gotta say, you're channeling like a critic pretty well. It's written like one.
Oh, well, thank you. All right. 11th
But
place.
most critics are film illiterate.
Oh yeah.
In 11th place, with a score of 3.75 out of 10, is Back to the Future.
Wow, we're like on par, Jackerson.
I know. I said, a franchise with potential that squanders itself, plus a few good moments and ideas. All right, in 10th place. All right, Steiner, this is where we part ways.
Okay.
In 10th place, with a score of 4 out of 10. Where is it? There it is. 4 out of 10, Batman.
Dang. Wow.
Yeah. A staple of our channel's past, the Batmans range wildly in quality. Most aren't very good, but a few shine through as decent content.
Hmm. Okay.
All right, 9th place with a score of 4.5 out of 10. My Lego Rebel Life / Clone War.
Rip egg.
This entertaining show has some excellent and even touching moments, but it is constantly plagued by bad special effects, awful voice acting, and the fact that 90% of it is blatantly ripped off of other Star Wars content.
No, but it's a top 3, right, Egg?
Yeah.
Sorry, mate.
It's okay.
All right. In 8th place, with a score of 4.75 out of 10, Chess. Okay. I said, a pointless but enjoyable franchise. The chess films are silly at best, but don't overstay their welcome.
Honestly, yeah, we still had all the same videos in the same area, just a little bit different, but they're all the same if you think about it.
Kind of. All right. This is where we differ. I'm surprised you guys rated it so much higher than I did. In 7th place, with a score out of 5 out of 10, the Captain Rodder Cinematic Universe.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I thought that was so bizarre that I rated Rodder the lowest.
I want to hear your little review.
Okay, the Rodderverse was a beautiful thing that snowballed out of control, combining unique worlds that have nothing to do with each other.
Dang.
Every time you list your placement, I'm on the edge of my seat for the next 10 seconds until you say your review.
All right. I mean that one and the next couple are kind of interchangeable, but all right. In 6th place, with a score of 5.3 out of 10, Star Wars. I said, fun, albeit low budget series that starts bad but ends good. All right. In 5th place, with a score of 5.6 out of 10, is Mission Impossible. A fun franchise that delivers on great action and fun moments, but not on dialogue or storytelling.
Yep.
4th place, with a score of 6 out of 10, is Indiana Jones. I said, an entertaining set of films, each with its own set of flaws, still enjoyable to watch. All right, in 3rd place, with a score of 6.5 out of 10, is Harry Potter. A short but sweet franchise with great action, characters, and premise, pulled down by inadequate acting and audio.
Yep.
All right. You're probably guessing how it's going to go now. In 2nd place, with a score of 6.7 out of 10, Lego Star Wars The Commander.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely thrilling story that bridges the gap, yet tells its own story and proves battle droids can be enticing characters.
Mm-hmm.
And, you guessed it, in 1st place, with a score of 7 out of 10, The Gunman.
Yep.
A newer original franchise and brainchild of not one, but 3 creators, the Gunman sports superior action, production, and even story, falling short only on dialogue.
Yeah. I like your list.
I like mine.
No.
Oh, that was really fun, wasn't it?
It actually was.
We
Yeah.
should rank all our ranking videos.
Yeah. Oh. We're doing that
No
now?
way.
So we're gonna rank all of not we're gonna rank all the ranking videos from 2014 all the way to the trailers.
Before you get too far, you know I haven't seen the trailer one, right?
Yeah, I realized that the other day, and I'm like, well, I could share it with him, but I don't know if he's gonna have enough time to watch it. I realized that like late Wednesday night, and I'm like, oh
Yeah.
well, it'll be funny.
I mean, I had a free morning. If you gave it to me this morning, I could have watched it, but
We didn't.
Oh well, call that egg planning.
I didn't even know we were ranking rankings today.
yeah, I
This was
thought that
your
was going to be
idea.
a I thought that was
Yeah,
going to
but
be
I
a
didn't think
separate
it was
video though.
today.
No, this is the ranking video.
What? Oh. Oh well. Well, I didn't do this, so we're just gonna have to. I can do it on the spot.
Well, yeah, can you do it on the spot? Because you're first.
I don't know, maybe. Uh
I'll tell you right now what should be last.
okay, man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know what to rank it off of. Maybe probably to rank it off of how much I agreed and disagreed with the choices.
Fair. I
Um
ranked them off of my rewatch and editing experience.
okay.
Ranking the ranking video.
Okay. Um all right, all right, I'm not going to include the trailers one because I haven't seen it. I'm just not.
That's fine.
All right, so the bottom of the barrel here, I'm going to say is the bonus videos
Mm-hmm.
because not because I disagreed with things in it, but because it was actually boring. Like
Yeah.
most of these no matter how like insulted I got, I actually like still enjoyed watching, but that one I just got bored.
Hey Egg, remember? Hey Egg, remember when I said we shouldn't do this one?
You said that as we were filming it.
That's right. You did say that and I thought it was hilarious. All right. Okay, in 8th place, that is 8. In 7th place, then, will be the documentaries
Dang.
for the same reason. Actually, on second thought, I'll switch those.
Switch them? Okay.
Yeah, bonus videos was slightly more entertaining.
Really?
Yeah, I was bored with the documentaries one. I kind of just like struggled through it just because I wanted to see where you put my one documentary. Okay, I gotta remember how I felt about most of these. I think the next one is probably 2017. I remember disagreeing with a fat chunk of these ones.
2017.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cole, start making your list while he's going.
I'm just gonna do it on the spot, honestly.
All right, I'll say the next one would be 2018, 2019.
You've got 14, 16, 20, and Lego.
Yeah. Next up, 2020, 2024. Nah, just kidding. 2016.
2016.
Yeah. Then the 2021. All right, I think that leaves 2014 and 15,
And Lego.
and Lego stop motion was my favorite for obvious reasons.
Not the one where we gave Xenobacillus a 9 out of 10.
Oh yeah, that's why that one got so high, but I disagreed with a lot of the other choices. So
I gotcha. All right, Cole, have at it.
All right. Last place, bonus.
Bonus.
Yeah, I genuinely didn't have fun making that. And honestly, while we were doing it, I was like, this is just kind of dumb. Like, who cares about these videos? Most of them were like, that shouldn't even have been there. And I don't even think no one even knows about these or cares. So it just felt very.
Jake got mad at our Ebola review.
Well, I don't know why, because these were all crap anyway. Like, I don't know why anyone would care what we think about them. So yeah, bonus last. I would actually say next is 2014, 2015. Honestly, even though that was the first one, I had nothing to do with all of them, and they were literally all yours. It was kind of irritating, actually. It was just like, oh, Galaxy War, Galaxy War, Galaxy War, Darth Momo, Darth Momo, Darth Momo. And it's just so, it's just very boring because there's just like there's nothing else. It's just all Darth Momo, like the
There
channel.
was one that I was in, and that was the one that got the highest score. Attack
Yeah,
on
like
Blank Page
whenever,
Loans.
honestly, I don't even know why it's on my channel. I just did it because I guess it goes well with the rest. I don't know why. But after that, I'm gonna do the documentaries. I agree with Chris. I think they're not that entertaining, but I think that there's more substance to them than the other two. After that, I'm gonna go with 2016. I think I think the problem with 2016 is that there's just so much content that it's just overwhelming, and a lot of it's
4
bad anyway.
hours and you watched it all sitting on your tiny bed.
Yeah,
That's right. 2016, we just all kind of just went, hey, let's do filming.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know. Like that video is just kind of annoying too, honestly. Um, are we including trailers?
Yeah.
Okay. I would say trailers is next. I had a lot of fun ranking the trailers, and I think the video is actually pretty entertaining to watch. Um, After that, I would say 2017. I think 2017 was a lot more interesting to talk about. It was a lot more fun to watch, and it seems like everyone in the group enjoyed that video a lot too. Um, I would say after that, 2018 to 2019. I had a lot of fun with that one because those videos I actually really enjoyed watching, and it was really fun to talk about them, and I think we did a pretty good at ranking them. And then there's only one more, right?
There's two, 20 to 24 and Lego.
Oh shoot, I forgot about Lego. Um, frick. Put Lego. Sorry, you're gonna have to move everything. Put Lego right next to, or right before trailers, or no, sorry, right before documentaries.
Right before documentaries?
Yeah,
Or,
because I really didn't care about the Lego.
like 2014, then Lego, then documentary?
Yeah, my bad.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Rip
think
Lego.
Rip.
I honestly like the only one I genuinely enjoyed watching was the Commander. Everything else, like there was just so much content and it was all the same. You've heard it so many times. I'm not going to ruin your baby anymore. um, and then there's one more, right?
The 20 to 24.
I love this one just because like I think this one shows the improvement of all of us. Jagerson gets some love. I get some love. We have announcements in it. There's I just really love this one. This is the one where Josh just like goes out on like on a pedestal and just like puts me on a pedestal with like the Shanny Bird thing, and that actually like to this day like I get goosebumps every time I hear him talk about that. Um, so yeah, I love that one.
So I guess as the host, I will give the final ranking. Um I said bonus was the worst because it just yeah, it was hard to rewatch a lot of those and it was not fun to film.
Yeah.
Then next I said documentaries just because that was like we had to I mean they were fine to rewatch, but like we had to refilm it because of that issue.
Yeah.
And then I said 2024.
Really? Why?
Yeah. I guess I enjoyed rewatching some of the earlier ones more as opposed to some of the later ones since I've seen some of those more recently.
Okay.
Um. Oh wait, never mind. I put a note to swap that. We're gonna put that here. We're gonna put Lego because I had to work with someone who doesn't know art.
What?
That
Dude,
and
I'm
there was
gonna.
also like there was over 4 hours of content to rewatch, so that was hard to get figured out.
I'm never gonna stop holding that over your head. How butthurt you are about that.
And then the 20 to 24, and then 18 to 19. I had more fun watching a couple of these. I will say though, like it was in the 20 to 24 one, it was a very pleasurable experience watching Shany Bird again, and Xenobacillus was one that I mean I already kind of liked it the first time I saw it, but watching it again, I liked it even more. So those were very pleasurable. Um, Next I said the trailers because there was only 40 minutes of stuff to watch, which thank God because I was about over this by that point. And then they were kind of fun to watch the trailers. Um, then next I said 2016. I had some fun rewatching 2016, even though it was 4 hours, but I spread that out unlike Cole, so I didn't hate doing it. And then next I said 2014. It's kind of surprising to hear that you didn't like that one, Cole, because to me, like, because it was the first one, we didn't really like know what we were getting into, so it felt like the energy was there and there was some enthusiasm, even though like we didn't much care for the content we were talking about. Like it felt like the energy was there.
Oh, I agree. I agree. I actually, before you continue, I actually wanted to give a higher, but like I don't know, like I actually watch all the other ones and I never watched that one. So
Yeah, I got you. And then my favorite one was 2017. I just had such a genuine blast rewatching all those, or a lot of them at least. Some of them I was laughing at, some of them I was enjoying along with because I genuinely enjoyed them. Like, can't think of one that I was making fun of, but one that I was just genuinely having a blast with was Pirates of the Lost Prime. And then like yeah, and then I watched Alex Rhodes and I was like, "Oh, this is fun." And I enjoyed Rodder 2. I enjoyed Criminals. Like there was so much good stuff I thought in 2017. Um yeah, but you know, it would be really make us even more full of ourselves than ranking our own rankings
what?
Oh
if we rank
no.
the video we're in.
Oh my gosh. We're ranking the video we're in. It's crazy.
You like that?
Yeah, I
So
do
dumb.
actually. That's epic.
So Yak, where would you insert the one we're doing right now?
How should I know? I haven't seen how you edited it together.
Well, just based off our experience.
Oh, I don't know. Let's see. Probably one of the better ones. I don't know. Stick it right between 2016 and 2020.
Okay. So we're gonna insert a row.
The fact that you actually did that is epic. It just never ends. I'm like, oh, we're done, and then you just keep scrolling.
Oh, we're gonna
Oh
rank
no,
the
I froze it.
franchises against each other.
Oh, there we
Oh,
go.
now we're
Okay.
gonna rank the ranking videos. Now we're gonna rank the ranking video we're doing right
You said between 16 and 20?
now. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
All right, Cole, where are you gonna stick it?
I'm actually gonna stick it right below 2024.
Okay.
Just because I think this one, even though this is like hella long, I think this one is really fun. We have Yagerson here. We we literally ranked everything against each other. I think that's really fun to do. And then we ranked all the rankings, and then we ranked the franchises, and now we're also ranking ourselves like
We're
the very
ranking this
video.
video, and it's not even done. I guess as giving the final word, I'm gonna put it between 18 and trailers. Yeah, it's been fun to do, but also like we've been sitting here for almost 4 hours, and then I'm gonna have to sit here for another 4.5 hours editing it. And then it's gonna have to export, and that's gonna take 2 hours, and then it's gonna have to
Yeah.
upload for 2 hours.
Yeah.
You guys are just like, smash and dash on this one.
Yeah. No, where's my script?
So, yeah, that's wow, that actually happened.
We actually ranked literally everything. Like, it's over. This is the end of all the ranking videos.
Thank God, I'm done. I never want to do this again. I'm actually probably gonna retire from YouTube.
Hey, man, I
Rip.
tried to warn you about all this content.
So, that being said, Yak, we want to extend a thank you for coming on board. This was fun, and oh, now my eyes are disoriented because I took my glasses off. Um,
I'll take this off for the ending.
woo! Yeah. So, that was our ranking series, guys. We did what, 10 installments, all 2014 and 2024, and then Lego bonus documentary trailers, franchises worst to best, and I'm so tired. I got tired of listing them off. Um, Definitely, that was a unique one. This one, or I guess this one we did. Especially having Yak, that brought a different taste to the ranking, so that was always interesting and fun.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think doing this, as painful as it was near the end, I think I'm so happy we did this. This is something I've always wanted to do. I remember I was talking to you about when I did the podcast, when I did my little podcast. That was something I always wanted to do. Did it work out? No. But did I do it? Yes. And I'm very happy with it. Same thing with this. Like a ranking, I've always wanted to do a tier list, and we got to do one. So I'm very happy. And honestly, like this came out great. Like um yeah, there's a few boring ones, but for the most part, like I had a blast doing it, and it made me really realize how fun those old days were, and how much talent we have that we don't I don't think we realize we take for granted sometimes.
That's
Um,
cool too, because like, so I made my DVD project, right? And for those of you watching these, I keep talking about the DVDs. Eventually, I'm gonna make a video about the DVDs. Maybe I'll put on a DVD. Um, But I've got two more DVDs I'm gonna make, but one's gonna take a while, so I might just do it after I finish the second one. But anyway, like I made all these DVDs and I gave a set to my grandparents so they could like watch all our old videos because they've only seen two or three. I think they saw Object of the Unknown, Galaxy War 3, and the name's Link. There might be one other, but I showed them all and like or those and they haven't seen any of these. And like I was talking to them about it and they were excited to watch it. And part of me was like, dang, I'm almost kind of like envious because like I would love to just sit down and rewatch all these again, but I'm like, I can't justify that. And then, I approached you about doing this and we decided to do this and it gave me the excuse to sit down and watch them all again. And it was
yeah,
fun. It was tedious. I'm glad it's over, but I'm glad we did it.
yeah. I think obviously right now we're a little ranked out, but looking back at it in a few years, we're gonna have a blast watching this, and I know we're gonna have a blast, you and I, watching this a few years down the road, and we're gonna be like, man, like look how tired we look, but I'm
Uh,
so glad we did this because this was fun to watch.
I mean,
Um,
shoot, this recording session is over 4 hours. We started at 3:30. It's 7:30 now.
I know, and it sucks for me because it's 10:30 over here, and I gotta
Yeah.
go to a film set tomorrow. I have a TV series that I'm doing
Well, we'll
tomorrow.
we'll be quick. We just thought it would be fun for us to end this and reminisce real quick. Um, so we'd I mean, obviously we just did this, but we'll just kind of scroll through it again. Um, Let me kind of I'll zoom in so you can see our rankings. There's our Galaxy War rankings, our Marvel rankings. I'm so glad I did that as I was watching them a few weeks ago because I don't know if I could have done it now.
Yeah,
Um, there's the Batman rankings, the Star Wars, the Indiana Jones, the Rodderverse. I still hope he makes that playlist. That would actually make me really happy if he made that a playlist.
yeah, yeah.
Mission Impossible, Harry Potter, My Lego Life, the chess series, Back to the Future. This one actually surprised me. That actually genuinely surprised me.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Gunman. This is actually really cool. All these banners together.
I love that.
The Commander. The Buckaroo trilogy. God's greatest gift to man, behind the atonement and Mexican food.
What?
And the franchises.
Yeah.
And the ranking videos.
Isn't Harry Potter the only one that we all agreed on?
No, we agreed on. There was I think 2 others. We agreed on
Indie.
Indie and we agreed on Star Wars.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then just for fun, I know it's been. I mean, when did we start filming this? Like February.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
So just for fun, here let's. This is our 2014 ranking, or 2014
Wow.
and 2015.
That feels like such a long time ago now.
I know. See, I'm out of water. I had a full water bottle 4 hours ago. There's our 2016.
Wow. This is nostalgic.
We should rank our rankings.
I'm done. I'm done.
There's our 2017. There's our 2018 to 2019. Starting to see the progression. There's less F's as we
Yeah.
go along. There's our 2020 to 2024. Our 1 S tier.
Yeah, I
If you're excluding trailers.
still really appreciate that.
You're welcome. Oh, I forgot to crop that out. Whoops. There's our bonus videos. Ebola! Where is it? I don't even know where it is. Oh, right there. Ebola. Never forget, like you text me, but you were like blowing me up while I was at work and I was busy, so I wasn't like I just ignored it. And then like an hour later I'm sitting on the toilet and then all of a sudden my phone goes off and I'm like, what the? And you call me, you're like, hey, answer my messages. I need to know where all these are. I'm trying to watch these. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, which one are you trying to watch? Because I'm like, to me, these were all self-explanatory. You're like, I'm looking for Ebola.
Oh.
And then next is I don't know why the letters disappeared on these when I downloaded them, but this is our documentaries. This was the definitive one, the special edition one. This was the ranking. Get over it. There's our Lego.
Oh, he got destroyed.
There's our trailers.
Heck yeah, we
Couple
got some
S tier trailers.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a video. Whoops. So yeah, that's all of them. Well, guys, this has been fun. I mean, obviously, like we kind of almost did this as if like we're done with videos, but I mean, I wouldn't say our channels have died down. I mean, Cole still got a couple remasters in the works, along with Gunman 6 and a couple other things. We're working on Gunman 6 with Nuclear Films. I know he's got a couple of videos in the works, but I don't know how much that he wants public, so we won't say anything other than that. He's got stuff coming up. I don't know about Nick and Hunter and Jake and all them. Um, and as far as me, I've got 1 or 2 projects in the pot, but I'm gonna be honest, guys. I made 40 different DVDs, and I made like 3 complete sets, and then several one-ups for some of the other people in the group. Like Gat got DVD copies of all his stuff. Hunter got his. Jake's gonna get his. Nick got his. And then I did all that, and then I've done all these rankings. I've had a whole slew of videos that have come out. So I'm gonna be honest, I think I'm gonna retire, and I'll just kind of help Cole out from time to time. But
Retire?
I think I'm done for now. Or no, what did you say in Mission Impossible? It's not a retirement, just a break. Oh, I mean, I'm gonna keep doing like Star Wars reviews, but that's about it.
Well, I mean, this is not really a spoiler, but you are like the head director for the next installment of our greatest franchise.
Well, yes, but I'm also doing that in association with you and Chris, I'm not gonna upload that. That's not my brainchild. That would be weird for me to upload 6. It's almost as weird as making special editions for 1, 2, 4, and 5. Wait a second.
No, I'm just saying, like, because you said you're on a break, but really you have even more work coming.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I
That's
know,
not gonna
for
be like
job
a
movies. I get
yeah.
it, for
That's
job
and
movies.
that's not gonna be like a constant thing I'm constantly working at. Like this was pretty much like for the last like 2 months. This was okay. Rewatch everything, film, edit, rewatch, film, edit, rewatch, and I did that 10
Yeah,
times, 9 times.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
but thank you guys for joining in. We're sorry this is over 4 hours long. I'm assuming it's 4 hours long by now, but
Oh yeah, they
um,
will be for sure.
Cole, any final thoughts, words?
Um, I guess thanks for doing this. I'm really happy I got to be a part of this. This is something I'll never forget. I'm very excited to see this last episode, and yeah, it's a great time to be a fan of our channels, I guess.
Yeah. Well, in the spirit of that, Clibber, hi, Nuff.